Hello, everyone. What's going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome back to the TNT Podcast, episode 79.
Yeah.
I'm fact checking you, but let's just assume
No,
that's
it's
correct.
totally 79. I believe it, though.
I'm waiting for YouTube to load so I can see.
You know, we should do
Yes,
this.
79.
Boom, got it.
It wouldn't be a podcast if we weren't overly underprepared for this.
We're here with a semi-short week this week because I guess the industry's still in recovering from E3 mode, and we don't have a ton of other stuff to talk about, but we got enough to fill like an hour and a half. So, and as always, on my right,
It's Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
and on my left,
It's just Tyler.
and here for the beginning of the podcast, special guest Aiden is back.
Hello, peoples. Hello, internets.
Is that his title? Is it special guest Aiden?
Well,
Until he
I
stops
forget
being a
what the-
special guest, yeah.
until I become a regular guest, then no, it's just special guest Aiden.
Nah,
And
even
I'm
even if
not
I become a
fading. I'm not
regular-
fading today, so I
He
can't.
still
I
carries
can't.
that title as well.
Podcast squatter now instead of invader.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just show up here. I was just hanging out beforehand. That's all it was.
This was one of the only pieces of news that we would have had last week, but since we didn't do the podcast, didn't cover it. But Core Set 2020, this is starting with Magic and Overdank as always. Core Set 2020 spoilers are basically done already.
I think that, the full set came out today.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Literally for the last 2 weeks. Spoiler in the squad chat. Spoiler.
Hey,
in the squad chat.
okay,
We
no.
I
Two
only
of them were
posted-
relevant. That was it.
One of them was a cute doggo card, and the other one was a card that's quite literally named after my D&D character, so it was highly relevant to that
is-
group chat.
And the other one is a D&D item, so...
Oh, the
Bag of holding.
holding.
Bag of holding, yeah. We don't really need to go into specifics. There's been lots of videos lately about how we're kind of doing Magic Burnout again, because, hey, start of summer is always when we have set into supplemental set into set, and it feels like Magic never stops having spoiler season. We'll see if we can finally get a break after this. Maybe Modern will settle with Hogak being busted. I don't know about you, Freeman, but I've watched videos where Hogak almost always wins on turn 3.
Yeah, it's a little strong. He's probably going to get banned.
Actually, so real quick, Star City Games does their Versus series, and apparently last week they did Hogak versus unbanned Eldrazi. Or they did.
Oh my God,
They did
with the
Hogak
Ayahuasca.
versus. They did Hogak versus the banned list. It stomped on Splinter Twin. It stomped on Stoneforge, and then it only got blasted by Eldrazi, which is the most tier 0 deck that has ever existed in Modern.
I know, wild, right?
Oh my
Smells
god.
like a ban.
Yeah. A lot of people say Altar or Faithless Looting should finally go, because Altar kind of makes the deck attack on the mill axis instead of the kill you with damage axis. But
Yeah, there's too much graveyard shit going on.
Core Set 20.
Yeah, but just to keep rolling, Core Set 2020, I was not expecting to look as cool as it was. Like, I remember when they put up the pre-order on Magic Arena, I'm like, fuck this, I'm not doing this. This set's not going to be worth it. After seeing all the cards, that pre-order is very worth it, and I can't wait to throw down $50 on digital Magic cards.
Yeah, Core Set 2020. Wizards has definitely been killing it lately. I mean, you could say power level's kind of been all over the place, but the sets overall are really exciting and have been for a while now. Like, ever since Dominaria last year, pretty much. They've been pretty consistently doing home runs.
So I don't want to miscredit who's responsible for this, but it definitely has to do, I think it's the
Play
play
design.
design team.
Yep.
The team they have that basically just makes sure that the competitive environment seems balanced, because they used to not really have a team. Like, they didn't have a team of, air quotes, competitive Magic players on the design team.
Yeah, right around when Kaladesh came out, Wizards went, hey, we should hire a bunch of pros instead of having a bunch of people in office just test this set, because the pros notice combos like the combo we accidentally printed into standard.
Yeah, and it allowed them to do, like, normally core sets are just boring as fuck. It's
Yep.
low power level. They managed to sneak some really cool designs. I don't even say sneak. They have cool designs in the set, because they
Yep.
were able to test, like, what sounds ridiculous but isn't actually that busted.
They seem to be getting
But-
really good at seeding a few really exciting Commander cards in, because the whole Wedge cycle is only for Commander, obviously.
Pretty much.
They're getting really good at throwing a few cards in Standard and a few preprints in Modern, like the Ley Lines. Ley Line of the Void apparently went from like 50 down to 15.
Yes,
Which is
it was just desperately
insane.
needed a reprint.
Yeah, it was desperate. So overall, Corsa 2020 looks fantastic. Freeman and I might easily do another Command Me video involving it in the near future. Because
I forget which chat was. I think it was when we did Modern Horizon. At the very end, I'm like, we're not doing one for 2020, and I put a comment on there saying like,
no, I was
watch,
like, oh,
watch.
we definitely will, and you're like, and then now we are.
I think I added a link to the timestamp when I was listening to him, like, watch Friedman eat shit on this prediction here.
But yeah, we probably will, because I have, with how many spoilers we've been having lately, I feel like we haven't had time to actually sit down and really work on decks. Like, I know your wizard deck that we just designed, like, and the video went up last week. Already new wizards are coming out, so yeah, I definitely think, and I never even updated Kess. Although, Freeman, I forgot to tell you, I got a
struggle.
Real quick. Went to the store this Saturday because I had to.
Is that the packs you ripped open, or is this different?
So the packs were amazing, but I also bought. They had one foil Echo of Eons, and
ooh, Jesus.
It's pretty gorgeous. It was also $70.
Oh my god!
But it was totally worth it.
Oh my god! No wonder that card is beautiful. Probably looks amazing in foil.
Oh, dude, it's I need a playmat of that card. That'll be.
And now you know how I don't even get like a word in.
See, but Aiden like wants to know Magic because he's the one who like is trying to play on Arena and wants to get back into Commander.
Yes,
Aiden admitted he wants to join us, Tyler.
He admitted he's a man of culture.
I wouldn't say that. I don't know if I can call this culture. I'm just saying it was a fun game when I last played it, and I'm trying to get back into it.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm not.
Tyler, you don't even.
What? I don't even what?
No, I'll just leave it hanging.
You don't even. All right, let's get.
It's like a Mad Lib. I'll let everybody figure it out.
That's fine. They'll know. They all know the answer.
Oh my god.
Right.
But now to the other topic.
Let's get Dank in here. In fact, let's get Overdank in here.
So, oh my god.
So they've been talking about this for a while, but I know Jeff Kaplan's been messing on the forums about how they were considering locked role queues. So right now in the game, well, I guess not so much anymore, but there was this one comp that was kind of taking Overwatch League by storm. It was known as fucking Goats comp. Go all tank support. So you play 3 tanks, 3 support, and no one was dying. Everyone had so much health and had so much healing. And no one was actually playing DPS at all in the game.
Nice.
And this went on for an insane amount of time. And the fix for it basically boiled down to make Brigitte less good was the fix for it. And, well, no. That was the fix for it. We finally got
a while ago. I remember this.
Not so overly oppressive. Now we're starting to get into these bunker comps where Orissa's now the new big bad of the format.
Yo, girl.
The point is, they're tired of trying to balance around weird comps showing up. So they announced for the next Overwatch League season, they're locking in 2-2-2, 2 DPS, 2 offense, 2 tanks, 2 support. I don't know how to feel about this. Like, I feel like a lot of people think it's stifling creativity in team comps, but at the same time, it's also stopping. It's stopping everyone from running the exact same comp. Just because if you force people into the DPS characters in the game are very different. Some require more play around. Like you can't run 0 hit scan if there's a really good Pharah on the opposing team. Whereas when everyone was all tanks, there wasn't really like a need to swap. Everyone would you just play the same 3 tanks and the same 3 healers. But now the question is whether this is going to add variety or not.
So here's my question: are they going to then when you queue for something? Are you locked into a pick from from whatever category you go into?
So we don't know how it's going to work for regular play. They're just doing it on Overwatch League for now, just because they really want to show off the diversity of the characters in the game instead of having the same 6 in every match.
Oh, so it's just the pros. It's not even
right now.
Regular
It's just
queue.
Overwatch League. They haven't really decided how they want it to come down to just general play yet.
Damn, so that's risky, because if that fucks up, if there's like a really good meta in solo queue, but then the Overwatch League is doing its own random shit. Way to make people not give a shit anymore.
So they've already discussed how they want to do queue, but they said the problem was based on what people play in Overwatch. Queue for offense heroes would be like 10 minutes, whereas tank and support would be instantaneous, based on the current data they have about what people.
Wait, that means everyone plays damage.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, if you play quick play, which you don't, you have the luxury of playing with us, where we always have 2 of us pick healer. If you go into quick play, you're lucky if you get someone playing healer in a match.
Damn.
What do you mean? Not unless you're playing with me.
I feel like they're falling into the same trap that they've fallen into before. Like they've done things like this in the past with like World of Warcraft and stuff in their PvP in WoW. And like like you were saying, it does really kill the whole creativity aspect to it, because then like people are just, it's like, okay, so we only have 2 picks from each category. We're just gonna pick the 2 best options from each category, and then you fall back into the same exact meta.
So
what I would have preferred to see, if nobody was playing DPS, what they should have done was buffed DPS. And that's something that, I mean, that's a huge ask for as many DPS characters as there are in
isn't
Overwatch.
it like half the roster?
It's
Yeah.
I think it's over
It's
half the
actually half the
roster is
roster,
DPS.
yeah.
But it's like, that's something to be said though. If nobody's playing DPS,
Maybe
then
they should
like
work
what?
on it.
I mean,
So-
that's something that they should address.
It's kind of funny. I feel like actually, so League has a similar thing. Freeman, you might know a little bit about this. Like lately, there's been a super uptick in comps where instead of 80 carries running straight up just ADCs, there have been these crazy like double mage bot lanes, or like running a support with another support who scales really well into late game and has an ult that really executes. It's like Pike bottom with like Yumi or something,
Yeah,
or
my coworker
Sona
was telling-
Taric.
They were
Is
telling me about this
cancer.
'cause when I went to go play with them, I was talking about playing like Ashe, and they're like, you can't play that. ADCs don't exist in this game anymore. I was
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But the thing is, League can kind of get away with that because it's usually about specific champions being the thing, but also the map design. The fact that you're just on Summoner's Rift means that you still have someone who has to go jungle, someone who has to go top, mid, and bot and support. Whereas Overwatch doesn't really have map design that funnels you into having different roles filled. Overwatch is just like almost every game mode is get on the point and be on the point.
So it's pretty funny you said this. I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers, Blame the Controller. He does a lot of videos suggesting like character reworks. And he's a lot of his suggestions are very reasonable. And he did
Sorry. Just to be clear, you're talking about Overwatch, right?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah. I'm
Just
talking
'cause
about
I
a
brought up
YouTuber who
League,
did a
I just wanna
video
make
on-
sure.
Yeah. So he did a rework video on Bastion yesterday. It was like 25 minutes long, explaining what the problem with Bastion is. He has a less than 1% pick rate through most of competitive, but the problem is for uncoordinated teams, he can like stomp you. So the question is, how do you balance around
Right.
the 99% of players who aren't good at this game, but also not have a character that just completely disappears from competitive because of his design? And he did give some good design sessions. I'm not going to talk about that video, but the point is, Blizzard has the problem that they want Overwatch League to look good, but the problem is 99% of players don't play the way Overwatch League plays.
So that's how every esport is. League has a similar problem, although League kind of skirts the issue a little bit by... Usually there's characters like Azir, Freeman, you know who that is, who is very good in the hands of someone who knows the micro, and offers good macro advantages, but for the lower level players, that doesn't matter. You're like, I can't do this crazy soldier control. He has like his own mini game almost going on with his little minion things. But it just feels like, I don't know, Overwatch, it just feels like has such a different... It feels like it's worse for Overwatch because Overwatch is already also overcoming the fact that it's so hard to... Have you guys watched Pro Overwatch? Is it worth watching?
So I had watched it occasionally just because they give out free points if you watch it, but it's not entertaining.
See, that's what I mean.
I can't really put
It's
my
not
finger on
fun.
why it's not fun to watch. Like
want
every time I
hype
load it
dudes,
up,
though.
I think it's gonna be good, but it's just like the problem is in Overwatch, and when you go into someone's first person view, like when you do in Counter-Strike, it's fine because everything one person does is super impactful. But like they'll zoom in on Diva and she's like blocking one person's shit, but there's 10 other people on the map having fights and I can't see them. And with the zoomed out camera, I can't tell what's going on because I can't tell what individual players are doing.
Right.
So it's a hard to watch experience.
It's a very cluttered game. It's very visually noisy. There's a lot of things
There's shit
happening.
flying around.
There's too many things happening at the same time to be able to take it all in.
And that's kind of cool what's about like League or Dota where you're using the same camera basically that the actual players are using.
Yeah. I mean, when you play League, it's easy to see what's going on around you. Like you may have cluttered states, but it's generally not hard to figure out what everyone's doing. In Overwatch, it's just not happening.
Yeah,
You never know what
League is
anyone's
not
doing.
clear when there's a lot of like a big team fight, but I'm sure it's worse in Overwatch all the time. I mean,
Well,
having
that's the thing.
played
That's what I like
Overwatch,
about playing Overwatch. I like
Yeah.
the chaos of it, but like I can't watch it
Yeah.
for someone else. Like it's just not enjoyable. But I remember the point I had to bring up that blame the controller video was when he was talking about Bastion was when they first came out the game, characters like Symmetra and Torb were very defense centric, and the idea was with those heroes, it was you would play them on maps where you were on defense, but if you're on offense, there's no reason you'd pick them. And Jeff came out and said he's like, I didn't think that one tricking or maining was going to be a thing in our game, and we had to change our hero design because people decided I want to main Torbjorn all the time when he's only a defensive hero. So they had to start reworking people.
Is that why we get offensive Torb and when we do quick play together sometimes?
Offense Torb is not as like bad as it used to be because you know his rethrow the turret now. Like he's not terrible, but like it used to be an actual troll pick.
Yep. I gotcha.
But they've reworked a ton of heroes because of that. But yeah, so those the game used to have a semblance of picking characters to the map, and they've just kind of eliminated that because the community wasn't playing around with it.
Right, because pros could do that, but the actual players were like, fuck, I put all my time and money, honestly, into making really cool, like getting a cool Torb skin or something.
I mean, the pros weren't doing offensive Torb. This is some troll shit that somebody's like,
No,
I like
know,
Torb
but I'm saying,
more than any other hero. I'm going to play him in situations even where it's shitty.
I'm saying, that's what I mean, though. I'm like, a fan would put all their time and effort into getting good at Torb, whereas the pros just don't care. The pros are going to do whatever's best and get good at it.
Yeah.
Because it's money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tyler,
I mean-
side note, we have now talked about Overwatch twice as long as we talked about Magic, so, you know.
Good, because
You're
this
right,
was a
and-
controversial discussion.
It is, and you know what? This is like one of the inherent problems with having a competitive and casual game.
Yeah.
Like you can't balance around both. It's impossible.
Like I said,
You're
League
just
is
not gonna-
exactly like that way. Like the newest
The-
champion who just came out a few weeks ago, Yumi, she is insane in pro play, but as soon as you go to like normals, she's
Not that
fucking worthless. You have to get so good
Yeah.
at. She's this champion who basically attaches to champions and gives them shields, and apparently you're supposed to just ping pong around your teammates in team fights and like aim your ultimate and based on your ally and all this shit. And it's like, of course normal people aren't going to be any good at that, and that's not their fault. They don't have the time to get good at it. But the pros are like, yeah, we're aiming all her abilities and jumping around and flying all over the place and shit, and it's
Yeah, but I mean, it's people who have reaction times and that are like 10 times better than your average player,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like they're just thinking 15 steps ahead, and it doesn't work for like the casual modes.
Yep.
And since that's the majority of your game, you have to decide who you're going to want to cater for, unless you take the it's probably going to be the most controversial approach you could take, where you have a different rule set for pro play than you do from casual play.
And then you're getting into like what people talked about with Magic, with like having different mulligan rules and shit like that for different formats. And then as
Yeah.
soon as you splinter
Yeah.
your fan base, it's also so there's no winning.
And
There's
that's
no
another
winning.
problem.
Big
Like, there
things
really
are
is
always
no winning.
failing. It's always
And I mean,
impossible.
this is another issue that they had back in with WoW too. Like
Mhm.
where it's reached a point now where you have to have PvP specific talents, because like the PvE talents just don't work.
Yeah.
Because then you're balancing PvE things around the PvE, but then this one thing in PvE is busted in PvP, and it's like, well, you can't have that, but then you're gimping this class in PvE by adjusting it.
Yeah,
So
it took the
it's
Guild Wars
like-
2 team like 4 years to figure out you can't do that, and they finally split skills for PvP, and it was the greatest moment ever.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously that approach may not necessarily work with Overwatch because it's just a fundamentally different game, but
Mhm.
like if you're going to have these two different scenes, like they're going to approach the same thing in two completely different ways. And if you want Overwatch League to be fun and like balanced, it's not going to feel the same way for people who are just jumping in to play a game.
Alrighty. Well, that's a lot of Overdank, so we got to keep moving. This is a quick bit of news. I just thought that just came out this week or last week actually, but it's kind of relevant. So Avengers almost ended its movie run like 45 million short of Avatar or some tiny number like that. So they went, well, how do we get a little bit more money? And the answer is to re-release Avengers Endgame with like a deleted scene at the end of the credits and like
wanna beat
one
those
other
Avatar
thing,
numbers.
and also a fan poster that you get if you go see the movie, which they just revealed today, and it
Jeez.
actually looks sick.
I don't
I
like
mean,
that.
no,
like
this
that.
this feels cheap and lazy.
Oh, of course
Yeah.
it does, but they want to get that title away from Avatar.
That's fine, but
Which
you know what?
wasn't
If you
even
wanted to,
that good.
if you wanted to re-release this needed to be like a director's cut or
Well,
something.
the
Like
problem
they had
is they can't-
900 hours of footage for this movie.
So the
Did they
problem
disclose
is
the exact amount of time that's being included?
it's literally like one scene after the credits. It's nothing. It's the actual movie is not changed, but me and Val are still gonna go see it because we're gonna do that for her birthday.
Yeah, y'all fucking know.
Well, no, we were planning on honestly probably trying to rewatch it one more time before it left theaters, and this is like, okay, why not?
We gotta beat Avatar.
And Tyler, you said Avatar's not that good. It's like, yeah, everyone knows that, but IMAX money though.
Yeah.
Man.
We got to show that people actually give a shit about Avengers more than they gave a shit about that terrible movie Avatar.
I'm shocked Avatar made as much. Like in hindsight, I'm amazed Avatar made as much.
It's because
money
of
as it did.
IMAX.
It was all hype. It was all hype, dude.
It was all hype.
It was the tech, and it was look at the. You have to ever. I said it to people. You have to see it in IMAX if you're gonna see it because the 3D is amazing.
Yeah, I remember trying to watch it again on like regular TV on HBO.
like,
I'm like,
this
this is just
fucking
not.
sucks.
This is you. It's only you only watch for the theater experience. Like, this isn't
Yeah.
a good movie. It was a
That's
good
why
experience.
it earns so much money. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if its actual like long-term tail of money petered off fucking hard after it came out on home video.
Probably.
I don't know. I that's part of why I don't expect as much from the next Avatar movies because that spectacle's gone.
I don't know why they greenlit 5 of them.
Because
Or
They
4 of them.
greenlit 5.
Yeah,
What?
because
Money.
It's going to be a
because-
5-movie series, despite the fact they haven't even
Give
seen
me
if the second movie will
money.
do well.
no, it's because James Cameron. No, it's gonna do more than enough to earn its money back. It's just not gonna break the record. I mean, also when you're a movie executive, you see how long the record has stood. Like how many
Yeah.
how many sick Marvel movies have come out? Like everyone can tell what this is what Avengers is doing. So everyone knows that Avatar still had the best baseline run.
Yeah, it's an
Without
empty win.
re-releasing cough
Well,
cough.
I actually
Yeah, it'd be
don't.
an empty win.
I honestly don't remember if Avatar pulled anything like this. I don't think
What,
it
a
did.
re-release?
No, they never
Yeah.
did.
No,
I
I
think
know
it just
that.
stayed in theaters for a long amount of time.
That's what I mean. I don't know. Anyway, that's all it is. Yeah, Avengers is coming out, and they want to earn those last few million.
Bunch
To,
of fucking lazy ass shit.
It does actually look like it's
cares?
in a super limited area, though. The closest theater is 20 miles from us that's actually still showing Avengers. Like, I looked it up. Our local theater isn't showing Avengers anymore. Not much in the area is. So, it's, I guess...
Oh, Avatar did re-release.
Ha!
Did it really?
I knew
Oh,
I had a vague
shit.
memory of this. Yeah,
Yep.
because everyone was
I
like,
remember it,
hey,
but I
we
didn't
didn't
hear
get to
anyone
see
going
it.
to it.
An extended theatrical re-release happened with
Yup.
Avatar 1
How
in
the
July
fucking-
2010.
Oh,
What
they even...
loser
See,
shit is this?
so they even did the let's wait thing and do it, but Avengers can't really do that because Spider-Man and all that shit's right on the way.
Again,
anyway.
what kind of loser shit is this?
Oh my god. Speaking of loser shit.
What?
Oh, man. So, you know how loot boxes fucking blow? EA is in complete denial about loot boxes being a thing. I forget who it was, but I think it's someone on their like C-suite
It's like their
employees.
VP of something.
It's like they're not loot boxes; they're just surprise mechanics. And it's just like fuck you. Like we understand what RNG is. You don't need to rename it. Like
Aiden
It's such a
said
non-
before the podcast, it's a Kinder Surprise, man.
It's a Kinder egg. That's all it is, man. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not. It's not
Uh,
gambling. It's not a loot box.
And guess what? Just like Kinder eggs, they're dangerous.
but that's the thing though. Like when I go when I go buy a Kinder Egg, it's not for the surprise. I'm going because I'm like, I want some chocolate. But what's the surprise in here? When I buy a loot box, not, look at that digital box. I want that box. But I wonder
you
what's
sure?
inside too.
I mean, I don't know, man. Those Overwatch.
I was just gonna
boxes
say those
do look kinda
Overwatch
sexy, I ain't
animations.
gonna lie.
Yeah, I'd pay 99 cents to watch that box opening animation any day this week.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I mean, I feel like they're playing with fire here.
They
I don't think
really
this
are.
is I think they need to back off from this because it's not a good look.
But you know why they can't?
Everybody knows what they're doing.
Because every year that a new sports game comes out, these
Oh,
loot
yeah.
box things get worse. Apparently, there's been an outcry recently because there's unskippable ads in
It's NBA 2K
Yeah.
now has unskippable video ads.
and
in
the
game.
videos are the load. So the worst part, Tyler, is that apparently the little loading circle or whatever they have is over the ad, and the loading circle goes away and the ad keeps playing. The ad doesn't stop because the game is loaded. You are now being actively slowed from playing by this ad.
Wow. Well, and you're paying full price for this game, right?
Oh hell
Yes.
yeah,
Well,
dude!
Every year.
So part of this whole thing though is when they started doing this whole unskippable ad thing, they severely cut the price of the game. I believe
I
on
thought it's still
console it's something like
$60.
$3. On console,
Oh,
I,
really?
I can't confirm that. I don't know for a
Hold
fact. I
on.
didn't double check before before
We
the
have the
podcast.
internet.
Wait.
Right-
Free. It's
right now
NBA,
it's
right?
NBA
Yeah,
2K.
NBA 2K19.
Small
Um,
thing on sport.
Yeah, it's $10 on Steam.
Yeah, but there are people who did pay $60 for this game when it came out,
Right.
and now they're adding unskippable ads. Which it's like that's
Ooh.
disgusting. If you this would be more palatable if it's just like, okay, here's the game for super cheap, but it has ads, or you can buy like an ad-free thing.
No,
I don't even want to give them grounds for that because that's like the whole mobile approach, and I hate that.
you know, it'd be
But,
palatable if they fucking put out one NBA 2K game or NBA game and said, "Hey, we're gonna update the roster every year," because they don't do gameplay improvements. They just update the
Whoa,
roster.
back up. That sounds like you're gonna make a lot less money, and my shareholders are not happy to
Fuck.
hear that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
man.
worst.
That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Straight up the worst. I don't understand
Brutal.
people
That's
like,
100% why they do it.
but you know it's bad when the okay, the normies
know
who
what?
buy sports games.
Nah, you know
Are,
what's
like-
bad though? Nah, stupid normies buy sports games.
I know.
There. I said it. Actually, we got
That's
into
not
a discussion
controversial.
today at work, Aiden. You weren't there for it, but me, Steve, and Kyle. I was asking because I was like, "Yo, they still got EA. Still says like EA Sports. It's in the game. Like they say that, right?" And they're like, "Nah, now that
Yep.
you think about it, they don't. They don't say it anymore."
Nah. Well,
That's,
I mean,
see, that's disgraceful.
Well, hold
Yeah.
on. This is just these companies giving up like great marketing schemes, like just to dip into the weeb shit for a little bit. My
Huh.
brother was having me watch the show Spice and Wolf, which came out early 2000s. This is back when Funimation, at the beginning of every episode, they used to whisper seductively through your speakers, "You should be watching." And I miss that. They don't do that anymore. But the last time I was at a movie theater for the Hero Academia movie, everyone fucking whispered, "You should be watching" at the TV screen or at the movie screen.
Oh yeah, dude, yo. Same thing. I think they said that for
Because
Dragon
Dragon
Ball,
Ball,
didn't
Dragon
they?
Ball had the text on screen, but they didn't say it, and everyone whispered it.
yeah.
But yeah, they're losing their heart here. It's not in the game anymore.
Nah, they did.
nope.
They traded their shit for cybernetics, and it didn't really get them anywhere. That's what happens.
Yeah.
They lose
I
their
mean,
humanity.
this is the problem with rampant expansion in capitalist markets. I know that's a weird stance to take, but like,
No, this
the
is it. It's you
games
favor
market-
growth over sustainability.
yeah, the gaming industry has grown exponentially over the last like 5 years, which is a stupidly rapid expansion. Like it's insane how much money these companies are making now, and people have invested in these companies expecting that rate of return every single year moving forward, and it's just unrealistic. Like it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's why we're seeing these. It's desperation, really, is what it comes down to, because they need to make that money. Otherwise, they're going to start seeing investors pulling money.
Especially when games were never supposed to be this consistent. Like I've brought up on the podcast before, like these games that are having these years, like plural years long lifespan has been unheard of. really until this decade. Like the fact that Halo 2 went for so long was kind of an anomaly at that time.
Yep.
And like nowadays, now we're seeing games like League of Legends and Overwatch going on for years. Like when did League of Legends come out?
Oh man,
Oh,
dude,
God,
League is on
forever
like
ago.
season 9 or 8 now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Almost a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2009. It
Mhm.
has October 27th, 2009 was when League came out.
So basically, a decade. You've never heard of a game last that long without having to add some new shit. Like we could argue and say World of Warcraft, but that's like not without like very heavy, significant updates and
Even then, WoW is very like
DLC.
unusual in the MMO space. Like it's
Yeah,
not.
that's the anomaly.
It
Yeah.
is,
And I
I'm
feel
not
like
right.
WoW has only been kind of losing lately.
They
Like, Luigi
have.
only
They're-
tells us about how bad this expansion's been.
I mean, it's the problem is it's the small indie developer who's just ruining everything with
Oh
that
my
one. But
Damn. But like it's true though. Like and now like Ian says like now they're being forced, right? Because with these these investors who need to see this consistent value, it's like well all right well now we're forced our hand to make these systems that will increase our lifespan for this game a lot longer, even though that's not what us as the consumers want.
Mhm.
so there was an article, I forget who, it may have been Kotaku posted yesterday, but Google pushes a notification to me. It was that this is still kind of the fallout regarding what happened with Anthem, and it's that we've seen gaming patterns swing a bit. Originally, it was everyone wanted good single player games, and then Destiny happened, and then everyone started transitioning to this games as a service model. But we started reaching the point where not every game can be a game as a service where you have to log in for a daily. Like you only have enough time to do a certain amount of things. And even Fortnite figured that out. Fortnite started seeing a decline in players, and they changed the way the battle pass works. That way, you didn't have to play an hour every day. You could, if you wanted to, at the end of the season, just unlock whatever you wanted. And it fixed a lot of the burnout problems they had. But the problem is, not everyone can be Fortnite. Like, you can't just jump in and say, we're going to have this live service and everyone's going to play it and it's going to be great. And now we're starting to see this swing back in the opposite direction. People don't want as many live service games, they want meaningful single player games. Like, just look at the amount of hype surrounding
Yeah.
Cyberpunk right now. Like,
Yeah.
Cyberpunk.
like that's the
God
atmosphere
of
right now.
War
Is
came out.
yeah, like that's what everyone's saying right now. Like we don't want more games as a service. So we're watching this pendulum swing a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's the oversaturation is a big part of that because like time is the most valuable commodity, and like there's just not enough of it. Like you
mean-
can't have if you're playing WoW, you're only playing WoW. You're not playing another game. If
To
you're
be-
playing Destiny, you're only playing Destiny. Like
Yeah.
you can't. There's only so many players, and you can't just saturate the entire market with games as services.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't work.
To be honest, it feels like that's also part of why indie games have kind of. It takes a lot more for you to hear about this, like an amazing indie game, because hey, now there's billions of them.
Yeah.
There are a lot of them.
It just feels like every other day, it's like, hey, did you play this sick indie game? No, can't. There's so many.
I can't. I have to finish my monthlies for fucking Guild Wars 2 or whatever. Like,
Hell, I told Tyler on Sunday I just installed Kingdom Come Deliverance and Fable Anniversary for fun, and then we just talked. We'll talk about it later, but me and Freeman both just bought a game to play together on the Steam sale.
But it's a good game, so it's fine.
yeah,
Speaking of which, I'm actually gonna jump the line
yeah. You know,
here.
swap the order. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
just because I just said it without it even intending to originally. So hey, Steam Summer Sale.
I don't give a fuck. I wanted
So-
Overden, and that shit's only 10% off.
Damn, that's harsh.
So it was fun. I was teleworking today, so I was able to check it right when the sale went live, and Steam was basically crashing just from all the traffic.
Yarp.
I didn't even know what was happening today.
There's a lot of good stuff on sale, but I just can't play most of it, or I'm like, I would like to, but man, when am I gonna find
All right.
time?
Viewers or listeners, whatever. If you don't got Witcher 3 Game of the Year edition, buy it now.
Yes,
It's $10.
that is please.
the best $10 you'll ever spend in your entire life.
Probably.
actually.
I bought that game full price 3 times. So
Yo,
And honestly,
still
so-
worth every
so-
the money.
dude,
Funny
worth
thing-
every penny, no regrets.
Worth literally
funny
every penny.
funny thing, depending on how, dude, based on my playtime, that would still almost be $1 an hour.
That's
Like-
what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying.
I have almost 200 hours in Witcher 3.
Yeah, so you
just
probably-
on Steam, and I've played it on PS4 and Xbox.
Yeah, so even after spending $180 on that game, you've still gotten over an hour of your time enjoyable for $1.
Absolutely, it's so worth it. If you don't own that game, you should own that game.
Yep.
because
It's
it's a
$10.
masterpiece.
No
It's a
one has an
masterpiece.
excuse to not
Masterpiece.
play it. Yo, Steve's even gonna play it. He said it's gonna try to be his next game.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
that's great. Good for him. It should be.
Damn, I forgot just how
Um,
many of the Star Wars games on Steam I already own. I just went to the Star Wars Steam page, and there are 6 Star Wars games out of, how many is this? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 27 Star Wars games on Steam. I don't own 6.
Oh, real quick. So it's not even remotely on sale, but Octopath Traveler is now on Steam. I didn't even mention the release like
Oh.
3
Oh,
weeks
yeah.
ago.
Oh yeah. Not really interested in that until it drops in price.
Yeah, I'm not paying $60 again for this. I paid maybe 30 again for it, but not 60.
So,
Nah,
we talked-
yeah, well,
We talked about it before. I honestly, like, okay, so we talked about Katana Zero, and Freeman, you actually, was it you or?
Yeah, I bought it. 'Cause it was only like $12 or
Yeah,
something right
and
now.
I'm like, that's sick, but I don't want to play that on my computer. I kind of am thinking, like, in the next year or so, I'm going to have a Switch,
get a
and I would just
Switch?
play that on there.
Oh, it's on Switch? Oh, shit, I made a mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's on
Switch.
Switch.
Oh, shit.
See, that's my thing, though, because, like, okay, so I've been enjoying playing Pokemon, but as Freeman predicted long ago, this is kind of bleeding into weeks a little, but I hit a hard fucking wall on the Elite Four.
Wait, which one? Wait, which Elite Four?
In
Gold. He's
gold?
playing gold and
I'm
silver.
playing
Well,
There's
I
hard
only-
know
gold.
shit. Yeah,
What do you
but
mean,
like
which
there are
Elite
two
Four?
Elite Fours.
Another what?
No, he means the Elite Four in general because there's a level spike when you get to the Elite Four and there's nowhere to level up
Oh,
before
there's
that.
Oh, yeah, no, that's pretty infamous.
Yeah,
it
so
happens every playthrough.
I made it through the first person, got to the second guy,
don't
and my
suck,
party fell
bro.
apart. So now I'm in the fucking tunnel, and I'm just grinding out.
beating up the
with
Gravelers in Victory
my-
Road.
the
Everyone,
Onyxes.
welcome to the true gold and silver experience.
I know, but
You're not
honestly,
special, Tim. We all suffered.
no, I'm not saying it's special
I
or
suffered
anything.
Twice.
But it makes me kind of want to be like, I kind of liked having a thing that I could like play sitting on the couch, you know, hanging out with Val, watching something on TV, or like.
you do, yo, you're literally at the part of the
Oh,
game
dude,
where
level-
you can just
level
turn
grinding
your
is-
brain off.
Yeah, you
But
just
I
match
don't
A
want to
and watch
fucking
what's on
grind.
TV.
It's fun to run around and actually have something
What do
to
you mean?
do.
You literally watch a show with Val, literally mashing A, and then you'll get back into it. As shitty as that sounds.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, I think
I
this,
could have
this
a
is the discussion
Switch.
about poor game design, though.
Oh,
Well, hold
yeah.
on. This
But-
game was designed in 1998. We can't
But
really
no,
fault
I'm
it.
not
entirely.
insulting though.
That's not an
They-
excuse.
They,
Oh my
Look,
no, no,
God.
I'm the king of making fun of Game Freak. I'll make fun of all the shit they do now, but I'm not gonna make
Heart
fun of them
Gold
for
and
1998.
Soul Silver, they improved it slightly.
They did.
When I mean
Eh.
slightly, I mean they made the game Babu easy. They did, yo. They did, yo. Wait
Well,
till
so-
you get to Red Tip. Well, no,
You mean silver?
I can't
or
say
no,
you'll
red,
know
you're
the
right,
difference because
Why?
I
Huh?
tried-
No. Look, every game since Diamond and Pearl has been easier because they made half of Pokemon game not garbage when they. All right,
Because-
fuck it. I'm not going into Pokemon mechanics. Let's move on.
OG Red was hard as fuck.
I
and
beat
you-
him back in the day.
Did you?
Yes, of course I did.
Tim's a genuine Pokemon master, Tyler. Don't dispute
No,
this.
get the fuck out of here with that. Look, I did play gold and silver. I had gold, my brother had silver, and we both beat red.
Press X to doubt.
Damn.
No, it
Oh
was,
my
it was on
God.
Game Boy Color. There wasn't an
Wait
X
a
button
minute.
yet. Anyway,
Hold B to
mash beat it down.
mash B to doubt and prevent that evolution, bro.
Fuck, I don't know if the cart is literally behind me on my shelf or not.
Oh,
If
the
it's
original
somewhere-
one.
Yeah, literally, I have one of the carts on the shelf behind me with
Man, I
old
want to do open
Pokemon.
heart
If
surgery
the
on
battery's
old
not
cartridges
dead.
and replace the batteries.
Yeah,
Apparently
exactly.
It's really easy to do.
I mean, isn't everything still gone as soon as the battery gets yanked?
Oh, I mean, like the battery's already dead. I lost my saves, but I'd love to be able to play through it legitimately on my shitty Game Boy Color with no backlight.
Oh my
True. That's what I do with my my Game Boy Pocket. I have a copy of Red version with the battery replaced.
Nice.
Anyway, this is so far off where the Steam sale was.
All right, I just want we're having a lot of fun talking about.
Speaking of Nintendo,
sad that happened today. So I know the other guys in the podcast don't really listen to him, but I've been a big fan of Etika, big Twitch
That's how you
streamer. I've
pronounce
been
it.
following his YouTube channel for a while. He's always been the guy who, instead of watching the Nintendo Directs, I will watch Etika watch the Nintendo Directs because he was like the biggest fucking hype man in the universe. I loved watching all of his videos. If anyone wants to understand what it meant to watch Etika, watch the Smash Bros. Ultimate reveal when they showed off that everyone is here. He literally punched through and destroyed his fucking shelf, like flipping out during this announcement. But he's had a track record of not too great mental health. I think it was maybe 3-4 months ago, he deleted his entire YouTube channel. He disappeared for a while, and then one of his friends
Didn't he like upload porn?
he yeah, he did. He tweeted out porn, and he got his Twitter deleted for that.
Oh, he tweeted out though.
Well, that was not related to his mental health. He posted porn memes, is what it was, and got banned. Because he was also a meme lord, which is why I appreciate him. But he vanished for a bit. One of his friends went over to his house and they were tweeting out like he's okay, like things aren't that great. The cops showed up for a psychiatric evaluation. Shit got rough for a while. And he's just it's not been working for him. He came back to Twitter for a while. And he's been going through these constant like mental breakdowns. And someone tweeted out as a joke, like, "Oh man, guys, when should my next mental breakdown be?" And someone gave like last Wednesday as a date, as a joke. And he said, "Okay, I'll put it in my calendar." And everyone took this as he's just doing this to get attention, which I wasn't happy when everyone was throwing this around. But then last week he disappeared. And then a few days
uploading
later,
a video on YouTube, like, "I'm sorry," wasn't it?
So yeah, that was the first video he did about just apologizing to everyone, and then he disappeared for a week. His stuff was found on, I think it was the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
And earlier this morning, NYPD confirmed that they had found his body, so he successfully committed suicide. So much to the entire community's outcry that he was looking for attention, this was a really serious thing. There was the last video he recorded was on his cell phone. It was him walking through the city, and it was an odd video to watch because he wasn't sad about what he was doing. He talked a lot about how he did try to find help and none of it was working, and that kind of just that, like, if you have problems you should seek help, but help wasn't helping him and there was nothing he could do. But he didn't seem sad. Like, he was sitting here talking about like how he was upset he wasn't going to see a lot of things. Like, there's so many like books I wanted to read, so many shows, like, I'm not going to get to finish Attack on Titan. And then he has this like smile on his face. He says like, "Yo, the last episode was so insane. I'm like pissed I'm not going to see how it ends." But it's just like, it was really weird to watch because he was like so filled with resolve that he was like, "Oh, it's going to be over." And there was just zero regret in what he did. It was so weird to watch. I'm just upset that this happened.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, I don't know. I have a lot of things to say about this. I don't want to get like too deep into it because it's a really heavy subject. But like, if you're somebody like this, I mean, like, I don't understand the circumstances of it at all, but you know, mental health is like a serious issue, and to like have somebody be able to make a video like that, and then you have people who are coming out and like, "Oh, attention, attention, attention." And it's like, no, like maybe we like things like this we need to start taking a little bit more seriously.
Yeah, for real.
Like, if you have the internet watching you, and then it's like, you know, it took 6 days to find him or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's a weird thing for me.
I mean, that's more of a, you know, the Hudson's a big river.
Well, yeah, but it's like, you know, and that's, I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn because it's just a fucked up situation all around. But he was a really cool dude. I feel the whole, I feel like the hype man thing. My favorite shit was him watching the iDubbbz reaction to Rice Gum.
Oh
Fucking
yeah,
loved it.
I love
like, he just seemed like a really cool dude.
He brought a lot of
like,
attention to some Nintendo games too. Like, I remember there was this. It's basically straight up porn games. I think it's called Senran Kagura. But there's one part where I guess your character has a water gun, but they don't really tell you this because most of the game's in Japanese. And he's actually squirted one of the female main characters, and he just looks right in the camera and screams, "Did I just nut?" And it was one of my favorite internet moments of all time.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Yep, I feel that. He like, I don't know. At this point, it's just like, you know,
Yeah.
praise him for what he did. Like, he put out a lot of good shit. He seemed like a really cool dude, and like whatever led him down this path is It's like whatever. You should just celebrate his life now.
For real. Celebrate
Like,
what he did.
celebrate
not
what he did.
happened. Anyway, let's get out of depression space and let's let Tyler parade around his
Oh shit! What am I doing?
his
Oh,
fully erect hype.
yeah,
Well,
Cyberpunk.
less hype since I burst some of his bubble.
You did. It was awful. I
Wait,
thought
so
it was...
explain what Tyler thought the story
To
originally
be
was.
fair,
first.
it's not my fault they worded that poster like shit.
No, it's your fault.
Oh,
Well, explain what it was for the listeners.
What, you want me to explain? Oh
Either
my
of you.
god.
well, now Tyler's got to go answer the phone.
Was that a
Wait, did he
landline,
actually
bro?
leave?
Hell yeah, it was a landline.
Tyler, did you
What?
actually? I think Tyler actually left.
Oh,
Alrighty, I'll explain it then. I sent what was it? I sent it to the guys chat, Freeman. A few
Yeah.
days ago, Cyberpunk, either on Twitter or something, put an image out saying gameplay demo or demo reveal or something. Demo day, I don't remember what it said. Something
It was
about
like
a
demo date announced or something.
demo date or something, and it was a poster. It was the Keanu shot from the new Cyberpunk poster from E3, and the image was just Keanu standing there and said demo, and I'm trying to find it. I'm sure you are too, Freeman.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay, never mind.
See, I'm excited for this game, but I'm taking a very hands-off approach that I want to go in blind because I know I'm going to like this game, but I don't want to know anything about it. Like this is the way you are with trailers. I don't want to see anything for this
That's
game.
totally fair. Well, so what the actual announcement ended up being, I guess it's in a different chat. Oh well. I found it. Here we go. Demo drop, which sounds like, hey, we're getting a playable demo. No, what we're actually getting is a video walkthrough or something of the E3 demo of Cyberpunk is coming August 30th. I don't know if I'll watch this because like I've said, Freeman, and like you're saying, I'm so hyped for this game. I'm so on board. I kind of don't want to see it, but at the same time, gameplay isn't like story, and I feel like it's not a spoiler to see how the game functions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like, because I watched that full gameplay reveal that they did, like, what was it? Do you remember, Aiden, like 6 months, a year ago?
Yeah,
It was a while ago.
It was the E3 2018 gameplay demo.
Right, where like a month or two after E3, they put out the whole gameplay demo. Yeah.
Yeah, because that one was also, I believe that one was also behind closed doors, and then they released
and then they released
after
the full
fact.
walkthrough. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not right.
So if they're doing that for this, honestly, considering I remember reading headlines, and I think we even talked about it, about how they were like, yeah, we've retooled some things in the gameplay. We're pretty different already. Like, I want to fucking see what that looks like then. Like, I'm definitely buying this game. There's no question. It's more that I just want to see what the game looks like.
Yeah.
I know the
And
story's
I
going to be
mean,
great, but I want to know, what does it feel like to shoot a
How
gun?
do you know the story's gonna be great?
Tyler.
Also,
what clues do you have?
stuff like this, like gameplay demos from E3, though, like who knows if this is even gonna be in the game? Because like they showed the
Sure.
cinematic trailer with like Jackie getting shot, and it's like you don't even
That's
know if that's gonna
definitely
happen in game.
100%.
I mean, it's certainly a possibility with
Considering-
how many routes that CDPR likes to put in there. But,
Well, no,
I
considering
mean, you know.
considering Jackie was in the gameplay trailer from the gameplay from last E3,
Yeah.
we have to imagine that, in my mind, that mission was like the second mission ever, and by the end of the fifth mission is when Jackie does die in this game. I'm 99% sure
It's
that
like
that is hard.
Early game,
start of the
which
game.
is basically like. So, all right, let's assume that's the first 5 hours of the game.
Yep.
It's fine. You got 99
Yeah,
hours left of the game.
with Keanu.
After that point, yeah, with your boy Keanu,
No,
John Wick,
I'm
the one.
I'm very certain we're not going to see any hard story from after this point. But I'm pretty positive that this is going to be the story of the start of the game, where you build up with Jackie a little, and then Jackie dies and Keanu comes in. But I do really want to see what gameplay looks like, because that gameplay was hype as fuck last year.
But I don't
Oh
know,
yeah, and
wait-
apparently that was mad early game too.
That's what. Well,
Like,
no,
what
they
I think it's changed a lot since then.
well, I like I said, I think there's been headlines that they changed it, but also, Aiden, I'm pretty sure in that video they actually say, hey, we're unlocking some later tier abilities.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, you don't get like
right.
the arm blades and the wall jumping and the crazy hacking and shit right away.
Gotcha.
I would
But
hope
it doesn't
not.
matter. I still want to see, like, I want to have a glimpse of what it looks like to play. Because it's like watching the Doom video from E3. I watched the Doom presentation. That was just, what does it look like to play this game? I'm still going to buy it and I'm still going to play it, but I want to see, like, the new abilities. I'm actually fine not seeing the story of Doom. They've teased that there's a lot of shit going on, and that's awesome. But, like, does it look fast? Because especially with a game like that, you need to see the gameplay. And I feel like with Cyberpunk, while I have full faith that it's going to be amazing, I want to see what that gameplay is going to be like, that I'm going to play for over 100 hours probably.
That's fair.
Anyway, I agree with Tyler that it's sad that, because I made the same mistake, Tyler, where I was like, oh my god, this is totally a demo. Oh, then I read the detail of, no, it's not.
Yo, just answer me this: why aren't there demos anymore?
Because they don't need to.
Why aren't there demos
Yeah,
anymore?
that stopped being a
Every-
thing.
Every game I remember, like back in the last generation of consoles, at least, every game had a demo.
I remember
Every
just going
single
through the
game.
PlayStation Store, just downloading every new demo for PS3 just to try
Right?
out literally anything.
That's what I'm saying. Literally every game had a demo. Now we get dick cheese. We get
Legitimately, they don't need to.
I wonder if they
blame
found that
pre-orders.
demos don't lead to people purchasing it. Like, if you were already
Probably.
dead set on it, you were going to.
Plus, we have so much video and shit now these days. Like,
Nah,
back
but
when
it's different,
demos...
though. It's different.
Of
It
course,
is-
it's
well-
it. I agree with you, but I'm saying they don't need to spend money printing a disc and putting a demo on it or putting it online when they can just say, "Hey, we'll give the game to content creators and they'll put the whole fucking game out there for people to watch."
Fucking dumb.
And,
Fucking
and
new age
a lot of
marketing.
it's also been put behind like pre-order walls now. It's
Yeah.
like the whole play like 2 weeks early if you
Yeah.
pre-order and
Oh,
stuff like
yeah.
that, or get into the beta, which is basically just the demo.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? It's like it's gotten a lot more scummy to me because
Sure.
it's like now, like before, you could even like hide some features within demos, right? But nowadays, it's like, well, who cares? We're just gonna go with the streamer approach, which is gonna hype this. And why would we show anything to them? You know, have them play the game. They could just buy it outright.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. Like, why even give them the chance to say no if they don't like the demo?
Yeah,
It's like that's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
it seems very much in bad faith now.
Yeah, because now I feel like I'm buying games on faith now. Like I don't have the convenience of Blockbuster anymore,
Yep.
right? And it's like, oh, if you want to rent games, you're not only gonna have to just get in line.
But again,
behind
that's
a
why.
queue.
That's why. Especially, that's also why now we're going towards things like Game Pass. Because hey, just spend $15 and then play whatever you want.
Yeah,
We'll-
but I don't
we'll-
have the
we'll give the
time
money.
to make that worth it, though.
Yeah.
I think you
To-
can, with the price it is. I think that at least Game Pass, I think, is kind of worth.
To be fair, the Xbox, like the Microsoft Xbox Game Pass thing, is a pretty solid deal.
Yeah. $15 a month to play all that, and like games launch on that like day of. That's
Seems
not
decent.
bad.
Yeah, my whole thing, my fear about that though, and the things like the Game Pass and Google Stadia and like these streaming services, like and like what's
Stadia
the
sounds
PlayStation
hard
PlayStation
different.
Now?
Yeah.
It's like I feel like we're gonna run into the same problem that we're starting to see with like Netflix and
Yep.
HBO and Hulu and Amazon Prime, where it's just like, okay, I went to Netflix and cut my cable because I didn't want to pay $140 a month to like watch random shit on TV.
And now you have
Where
to
now
pay to
I
every
have to be
service.
subscribed to like 7 different services to
Mm-hmm.
watch the things that I want to watch instead of just being able to be subscribed to Netflix.
Mhm,
Yep,
mhm.
it's killing a lot of what made those services great in the first place. And once you see people cutting off from individual ones, maybe we'll see some kind of backlash and reconglomeration. But
Some
it's gonna be
re-
like
yeah,
this
I
for a
agree.
while.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Definitely a lot of
Yeah. But anyway, that was
Well, it's like now you're gonna start seeing. I feel like we're gonna see a thing with streaming services that's similar to like Verve, right? It's like instead of subscribing to Crunchyroll and like High Dive and all of these other
it'll just
things,
be
it's
these
just
mega
like okay,
services
just
you go to.
yeah, it's like you
Ugh.
buy our service and we'll give you access to all of the services, and then
Well,
we're
like
just gonna see an expansion of that, and the problem's gonna rinse and repeat.
I mean, the smaller players have already figured out. The problem is big cable companies are slow to figure this stuff out. Instead, they're going the we need our own services route. And the question is, how many services will you pay for? Are they going to see things like what spikes when a new show comes out and then people vanish? Is this going to be successful? If it's not, I'm going to see them kind of eyeballing the way Hulu was originally, where it was just all the cable companies put all their shit into one platform and they all profit from it.
Well, funny you should mention that, Friedman.
I know this is an
Almost
expert
like-
transition.
I know.
Aiden, I'm very happy you brought this up because this is a master tier transition into the
Hell
next
yeah.
topic.
Yeah, so just announced today, a few hours ago even, was the official headline. The Office will be leaving Netflix next year and going to NBC's not yet released streaming service in 2021. And considering, by all metrics, The Office still accounts for almost, 30% of all Netflix traffic?
That's a
Oh
big
boy,
deal.
this
that
is
blows my mind.
so-
Is that real?
I should watch The Office then.
I feel like every site that I've seen report Netflix numbers ever always says that The Office is the most streamed thing on Netflix.
All you basic white girls out there. Sorry.
Look, when they got finished watching Friends for the 20th
Dude,
time,
I'm
they had
not
to move
gonna
on
lie, Tyler. Like, I come home from lunch and I'm like, I have 20 minutes. I'll just throw on an episode that I know is funny.
You suck, Tim. You're a part of the problem.
Sure, but I can live with
You.
that. But like, this
Yeah, I'm
is
sure you can.
oh my
Oh my
fucking
God.
But like,
You and
this
Leslie.
is oh my god. This is where this is going to be a major point, I think, because The Office. I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable to say the part of the reason streaming is so popular is because of The Office boosting Netflix in the early years. I mean, not even to say how much it's on there now. Like, I remember when Netflix started and The Office was the reason I first, or I think even my family first got a Netflix account. And everyone passed Netflix around because they wanted to watch the whole Office. That was what Netflix was.
I mean, I started Netflix just because Blockbuster shut down. Like I didn't have an option to watch anything else without it.
But like, I feel like this is a big watershed moment where everyone's going to go, oh, The Office is gone. Well, I don't think I'm going to go to another streaming service just for The Office anymore. But I think there's also going to be people who are like, well, but I also don't really need Netflix anymore.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, as much as I love The Office, I'm not switching to NBC's streaming service just to watch The Office. I'm not.
But NBC thinks you will,
And that's the
problem.
thing.
They need to learn that you
Exactly.
won't.
And I think NBC sees the number of, holy shit, The Office is still this big stream, blah, blah, blah. Like, Netflix can't pay us enough to not help it boost our own streaming service. What do you mean only a quarter of the people who watched The Office on Netflix came over with it? Oh my god. I don't know I don't understand what metrics they think they're getting, but everybody wants the money from the streaming service.
Yeah, and you know what? This is
Disney's thing
this
is going
to just reinforce the rule of Gabe. And we're gonna see a lot of people just going back to piracy.
Yep. Oh yeah.
'Cause
I
that's-
can't
that's
imagine.
just-
Yep.
It like when did Gabe Newell have that quote where it was probably like 10
It's like
years ago now or
2008,
something.
I think, is when he said it.
Yeah, it was forever ago where he's like it's like piracy is a service problem.
Yep.
If you make it more convenient for somebody to just purchase the thing legally, they'll do that. But
Dude,
if
I've-
you make it harder for people to get obtain something, they're just going. People like electricity follow the path of least resistance. If
Yep.
you make it easier to pirate something, people are going to pirate stuff.
Dude, I've said before that my two former coworkers both have Plex accounts where they have basically auto downloads set up for new stuff that comes out. And if I can't find it on Netflix or anything I'm already paying for, I'll go to Plex and see if they've put it on there. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the near future I start putting stuff on my own Plex account.
Yep.
Because it's just I'm not willing to pay another $90 a month. I'm not interested in going to the cable model like my parents paid for. I don't want to do that.
A pirate's
Yeah.
life for me.
Like I don't care. Like all you have to do is find a way to just find a site that works and find a setup that works, and then just stick to it. And that's going to be more and more people, especially as people become more tech literate about things like VPNs. What?
Nothing.
Tyler, look, I
Nah,
get that you work in
said
IT and you deal with the
You're bringing
dreads.
up tech literacy, and me and Tyler work in a
I
hospital
know,
with
you
some
both
of the most
work with
technologically
massive
illiterate
idiots.
people.
I totally understand, but as soon as those people start having to pay for 5 streaming services a month, they're going to go, what else can I do?
Yeah,
And then they're going to be
get their
forced
kids-
into learning.
They'll get their kids to do it.
Well,
They'll
It
get
doesn't
their
matter.
kids to do it, or they'll just keep paying. And I'll tell you right now, 90% are just going to keep paying.
Yeah, for real.
But it's that 10% coming up that leads to what we had with streaming 10 years ago with Netflix, and what we're going to see with kids growing up now who haven't had cable. Their parents had Netflix or something, but they are actively in school right now as all these services split. And college kids are like, I don't want to fucking pay for all these services. So they'll either go to something like Verve that covers everything, that has a whole bunch of stuff, or they're the kids who will figure out piracy.
Yep. And I mean, it's like, it's not difficult to figure out either.
No.
It's fairly simple,
really
and that's
easy.
the thing.
Honestly, I think it's harder
easy
to
enough
find a good
pirate
source
something.
of stuff instead of actually the act of doing it.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, we saw that huge decline because of the,
Yeah, I remember when Pirate Bay was so
improvement of
huge.
service.
I remember when Pirate Bay you could find anything, and then Pirate Bay had that whole like we're dying thing,
Yeah,
and then it's
but
been
you know
dead.
what? It's gonna come back. I
Oh, yeah.
guarantee you, it'll come back. Because as the quality of service declines, the
Yep.
piracy is just gonna get better and better and
Yep.
easier and easier.
Because like I said, if you can set up an account where you just get stuff downloaded and then stream it to your devices with one thing, that's all people want is one source.
Yeah.
They would even pay, I'm pretty sure most people would pay, if they were forced to pay $90 for 4 streaming services they wanted, they would pay $89 for all 4 services to come through one tunnel.
Yep.
And then that's how we get a cable box again.
And then,
Yeah,
exactly.
and the cycle repeats.
It is.
And
It
the
does.
cycle
repeats.
repeats.
It's so funny to see this because this is not a thing that ever existed before. Like, it took, look how long television shows took to get to the cable monopoly stage, and we're already getting to the point with streaming where we're getting to the streaming monopoly stage.
I mean, this is not new for the anime community. You guys heard me bitch about Amazon
yeah.
back when what did they fucking call it? It was Amazon's exclusive anime strike. That's what it was. When they were like, we're just gonna buy out the market, us and Netflix the only competitors, and it was like I was already paying $5 for Crunchyroll, $5 for High Dive, $9 for Funimation. I had Spotify, Hulu together because fucking Hulu gets all of his exclusive. Then you had Netflix their exclusive, and then Amazon doing theirs. I was paying for 7 services for anime 2 years ago.
Yep.
And now everyone else gets to suffer just like my fellow weeb. They get to experience my pain. And you know what? You guys get to experience my pain too, because it's time for the weeb shit.
I was waiting for the
Yeah.
intro
I
off
wasn't sure
of...
if anyone was going to say anything. If you guys were cool for me to just jump into it.
I,
All right.
I was like, Freeman can take this one. I don't need to do the joke.
It's
I don't need to lead it.
trigger try after the meme from last week. Anyway, let's talk about the big thing everyone's talking about. Netflix's Evangelion finally released last Friday, and they had already announced to us that they were redubbing the entire thing. So it's out there with the new dub. There have been a lot of complaints about the translation of it, mostly because the Japanese studio, I didn't know about this, the Japanese studio refuses to let anyone get their creative hands in it and alter the translation. So the Japanese studio handed them over this terribly mistranslated English script where for anyone who's watched Evangelion, there are these children who pilot robots, and Shinji is known as the third child. That makes a lot of sense in English. In Japanese, since it's just an English buzzword instead of an actual title form, he's known as the third children in Japanese. So in the English dub, they just call him the third children, even though it doesn't make sense in English. And a lot of these very minor translations that just make no fucking sense in the English language are kept in. But generally, the new dub's fine. Netflix has it in full HD, which you haven't been able to get unless you bought like $400 Blu-rays from Japan. One of my friends who he loves watching anime, he never saw Evangelion. He messaged me earlier this week. Is it worth watching? I'm like, just watch a couple episodes and you make the decision yourself. Then he texts me 2 days later. Episode 18 is the greatest episode of any anime I've ever seen. And then not even a day later, why was that ending so fucking bad? And like I'm watching both of the same like roller coaster emotions I went through when I watched it. I told him like, did you at least watch the movie that ends? And he's like, no, why? I'm like, go watch that and then message me when you're confused.
Then message me when you're really
if everyone's memeing that all the Netflix normies are now going through what we all went through in the early 2000s of going through the mindfuck that is the end of Evangelion.
Yeah, man, when new weebs experience what the old weebs went through.
You get to see Shinji in the hospital with the mayonnaise scene.
Correct.
Anyway.
Yes, mayonnaise. Yes.
Anyway, but this is part of Netflix's larger anime release. In addition to Evangelion coming out, Kakegurui Season 2 dropped in all 8 languages it's supported in. I know, Tyler, you've already finished Season 2, right?
Yes.
And you're not too happy about it?
No, alright, so I liked it. I liked it a lot. But I thought there was more. Because it felt like there was going to be more.
So,
Spoiler, there wasn't.
Kakegurui fell into an interesting trap for anime. So a majority of shows only get 12 episodes and they use it to just like push whatever their source material is. Kakegurui was no different. It was a 12 episode show that was meant to get you to go read the fucking manga. And then the unthinkable happened. A season 2 got announced. And they go into season 2, except they don't write it with the goal of let's lead people on so that way the ending makes you want to read the manga. Instead it's, oh fuck, we didn't calculate for having to do a season 2. How do we like pace this out so that the season's complete but also feels complementary to the first season? And long story short, it ends up not feeling like that. Is that what you felt about Kakegurui Season 2?
Yes.
See, alright, so this is a very, very common problem with anime. And I'm very pissed that it's happening with Kakegurui.
But like, it didn't have to be.
Oh no, it doesn't. The problem is the writers who write 12 episode shows are not set to write a season 2. That's just how it is. They're like good at writing these incomplete season 1s.
It's still good.
I mean, I'm still gonna watch the show to this.
Yeah, no, it's still good. I still recommend if you watch the first season, I recommend you watch the second season.
Like without Food Wars and just watching straight up hentai in my living room, I need some kind of show to fill that gap of anime girls orgasming on screen.
You know how appropriate that you're talking about starting season 1 because man, I told these guys me and Val just watched episode 2 and episode 3 of season 1 today over dinner. Boy, I'm kind of invested.
It's a fun show. Like it's stupid, but it's fun.
It is it's a dumb fun show.
Yeah.
It's great.
Just like Konosuba. Oh wait, well no, we're not getting into.
Oh no,
we can get to the end of that. But the other one was Agretsuko Season 2 also dropped. I haven't watched Agretsuko, but everyone I know who is either a normie or former weeb says this is like the perfect bridging the gap show between people who do and don't watch anime. So I'm probably gonna watch season 1. I know it reviewed really well.
Show. Gotcha.
It's not a normie show. It's just it has normie appeal.
Like
Keep in mind, all the normies are watching Evangelion, and that is not a fucking show.
That is not a normie show.
See, it's anime's not a normie thing though. It's just this is the expansion of anime into the general public. It's people are just becoming more accepting of all of this kind of stuff.
Oh, definitely.
That's all it is.
Fucking better. Actually, no. I don't want them to. I don't want normies to get their hands on my anime.
Don't be this normies get out.
No, I am because last time normies got their hands on something I loved, I got Call of Duty Modern Warfare. All right.
Damn.
Wait, what was wrong with Call of Duty Modern Warfare though?
All the normies got their mitts on it, Aiden, and now I got microtransactions.
Whoa! Wait,
that's a big leap.
I need you to explain the leap between Modern Warfare and modern day microtransactions.
Just is. All the normies ruin my games. No, it's the children who are wrong. No, I'm just going to a huge thing. I'm just busting balls, but like.
I know you are, but you're not though.
Damn.
All right, there might be a little bit of truth.
you're not wrong to one degree or another.
I can make the argument, but it'll take way too long.
Yeah, well, it's the when niche products enter mainstream appeal, you start to see the transition of the material to become more appealing to the mainstream, and it often leads to a dumbing down and or
Well, because it's trying to appeal to
lessening of
the
the
gen
art.
public. Because you know
Yes.
why? Because we had a discussion about this in work that the gen public are a bunch of idiots.
Yes.
They're a bunch of
Basic
sheep.
bitches. They're basic. Yes.
You know what? It's funny though because because everybody's like, "Oh, C isn't even that good," but you know what? 70s are an average for a reason,
Yeah.
and you're correct. C's
God
aren't
damn it.
good.
All right. You know,
Oh,
no.
man.
I need more mainstream appeal in my anime. Otherwise, we won't get shit like Shield Hero Season 2 funded. Because Japan is
Yo.
dead set on only waifu animes.
We're definitely gonna see something at the end of tomorrow, right?
I pray to fucking God where there's going to be an announcement right at the end of the episode saying Season 2 coming soon.
I really hope so.
Anyway, but speaking of
Especially
coming soon,
where we are right now.
you know, honestly, our topic next week might just be the Rising of the Shield Hero if we have nothing else to talk about.
Sure.
So
I'm
we can
fine
just give
with
our
that.
show review and recommend
I'm
that.
fine with that. Aiden's like, I'll be here.
I'm just inviting myself back on.
No, it's no. You know what, Aiden? Maybe that'll be the week Tyler has to sit out because him and Leslie still won't fucking watch Shield Hero. So you know,
Yeah, Tyler, get
he
the
won't
fuck
be done.
Oh my
That's
God.
fine.
You've been replaced, bitch.
Good.
Oh my
Someone
god.
better than me.
Just make
Alright,
Leslie
okay.
watch on Thursday. this
Freeman,
week.
go to the next thing before Tyler does this.
So, keep with Evangelion news.
Tyler does this.
God damn it.
Can't
Keep with
escape.
Evangelion news. Studio Kara is ready to show off. It should be called Eva 4, but it's not. So, for
Oh,
anyone who's been
God.
following, the Evangelion's been doing the rebuild movies since I think it was 2009, 2003, 2001. I don't know. It's been a while since they started doing these movies. But 1 and 2 came out in a reasonable time frame. 3 came out, and then immediately the director's like, "Fucking, I'm depressed. I can't do anything anymore." And his best friend's like, "Come on, man, let's do something. Like, let's go direct Godzilla. It'll be fun." And they went and they directed Shin Godzilla. Now he's like,
Oh,
"All
right.
I guess I need to make the 4th Eva movie." At the time, though, Evangelion 3 was supposed to be in theaters, and then 1 month later, the add-on, like the direct, like shot-for-shot sequel, like pick up exactly where left off, 3.0 plus 1.0 was supposed to come out. So there's this whole time looping bullshit going on. And that got delayed for like now what feels like 10 years. So we're finally getting it. Should be called Eva 4.0. It's closing in on being finished. They're ready to show off the first 10 minutes of completed film at Anime Expo this July. This could be a huge disaster though. So I was kind of alluding to it earlier with the Eva talk, but like apparently, so for anyone who's watched Neon Genesis Evangelion, there's this character Kwaru, and I'm not joking when I say this, but he's ambiguously gay. And I say that because in Japanese, every sentence can be read in 2 to 3 different ways. When they translated the 3rd movie, which is like very overtly homosexual, into English, Funimation decided to do some like double entendres for his character. So that way, it kept the same idea of him being kind of gay, but you can read into his sentence 2 ways. And the fact that they premiered it at Anime Expo when all of this hype was surrounding it, the Japanese creators were there and they got to watch everyone in the room laugh at all of the like joke line. And they were pissed because they're like, "This is a serious movie. Why are people laughing?" And they didn't get that you can't show off a serious movie at a convention and expect people to take it seriously and watch it silently. And they're like, "Funimation absolutely humiliated our work. We're not letting them translate anything again." And because of that, the studio's very heavy-handed about A, how things are translated, and B, how we react. And they just don't get that American convention crowds do not treat movies with the same like serious respect you would at like a convention in Japan. So I'm prepared for a full-on disaster in the first 5 minutes of 3010 when people will just start laughing at shit that's supposed to be serious, or cheering when a character who's and might be evil this time shows up. Like, this is a recipe for disaster because they're unwilling to understand American audiences yet still choose Anime Expo as their way of showing it off. Anyway, let's move on to something that's not a disaster. So Isekai Quartet ended today, and it's been really funny. I'm not caught up. I think I'm 3 episodes behind. I know Luigi watched it like the minute it comes out. But right at the end of episode 12, they confirmed that Isekai Quartet season 2 is going to be happening. Now this is such a no-brainer given this show has a like shoestring budget and is just basically crappy CG animation. The
I was
only
gonna
thing
say
they're
it's
really
that super chibi shit.
yeah, like it's only 10-minute episodes. Like the only thing they're really paying for is the voice talent. That said, it's been really enjoyable. If you've watched all 4 shows, this is the Avengers of bad anime comedy.
Oh my god.
Is the best way I can describe this.
God
It's the most
damn it!
ambitious anime crossover. That said, we will be getting Isekai Quartet Endgame probably next year. Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
moving on.
Trash.
It is not trash. Isekai Quartet is okay. You know, it's not the
The
greatest, but
isekai
like it's not trash.
Genre is just not that great.
Says the guy who's like watching Konosuba now, and we're all celebrating
Yes.
Shield Hero coming out tomorrow.
I know exactly.
Are you
what
not
I'm
excited for the new show coming out next season called "Do You Love Your Mother" and her 2-hit multi-target 1-kill whatever the fuck it's called? Are you not excited for this generic shit?
saying. No.
Are you not excited for Isekai Cheat Magician?
Jesus fucking Christ. No.
Yeah, the whole genre is shit. But like, I like that they make fun of it here. Like, there's one episode where
Is it making fun of it, or do they believe it? Because
no, there's one episode they make fun of it. So there's a scene where Ainz, the skeleton dude from Overlord, and then Tanya, the little girl Nazi from Saga of Time of the Evil, are both kind of alluding to the fact that like they both just wish they could go back to work. Like the two of them are like distinctly not the same. Neither of them are in the same body they started in. Like Subaru and Cosma have it easy. They're just them in their tracksuits. These two are just like, I miss when I was just a dude with a penis. Like that's where they're both at in their lives right now. And there's one scene that
That's
alludes
totally
that, and I
Ainz.
was dying.
Holy shit, that sounds like Ainz.
It's good. I'll give it that much. Moving on to something that might not be good. No, I'm optimistic.
Oh,
So,
don't.
Don't give me hope. Don't do that to me.
No, don't hurt me already.
Last time we met, Food Wars had announced there were only a couple chapters left, and there was going to be an announcement after the last chapter. There were 2 announcements that came out of last week's Shonen Jump. The first one is that the manga would continue, and I believe it's one of the Shonen Jump monthly magazines. They would do 3 more chapters as kind of like a wrap-up epilogue kind of thing. But in addition, season 4 of Food Wars would be airing this October.
Woo!
And I was shocked to see this because Shonen Jump, once a year, they will announce all of their shows for the year. Like this year, they had announced Hero Academia, they had announced Haikyuu, both set in the fall, and there was no word about Food Wars. But now
I
JC
forgot
Staff,
Haikyuu.
the studio that's ruining One Punch Man right now and already ruined a certain magical index, is like, oh yeah, fuck it. Food Wars is in like 4 months. This will be just like, or 5 months. This will be A-okay. What could possibly go wrong? And every fucking alarm is going off my head like, oh no, what? Oh no. Oh no. Who fired up PowerPoint for this season of Food Wars? Why are we doing this again? That said, I'm definitely watching this. I fucking love the hype.
Dude, fuck
Despite
yeah.
the shortcomings of the last season. This is a good show. I'm genuinely curious if they're going to end it at like a 12 episode point, or
Please,
if they're going
God,
to try and
yes.
stretch and actually end the series, because apparently the end of the arc we're in right now is where it kind of like fell off the fucking cliff. And like Shonen Jump has a track record of ending anime when they know the manga's going on. Like this was what happened with Bleach. The second the arc after the anime ended came out, they're like, what the fuck is going on? Like characters who were dead suddenly had like really elaborate backstories that really just like circumvented the whole nature of certain characters dying. It's just like, fuck it, we're not animating that. And I'm wondering if they're gonna do the same thing with Food Wars.
Please, God.
I
All
really
I
hope
want is
not.
the end of this arc.
Please, God.
All I want to see is the end of this fucking arc, and then we can stop.
No, I'm ready to get hurt again. I'm gonna read the manga after this season. I need to
I'm
know.
ready to
I need
die.
to know where this train wreck ends up.
No, see, that's fine. You can read it and tell me about it, but all I'm saying is, look, we've had one top 10 for the entire run of the show, and we're clearly at the point where it's time to figure out the top 10. And then as soon as that's done, stop. Don't do anymore. We don't need it.
What do you mean? Then we can start the seasons where they have their own restaurants. Shit.
No, don't need that at all. That's worse.
Yeah, sequel. Call it Restaurant Wars. That'll be
Put-
great.
Do you
Oh,
want this to be like some kind of weird Boruto situation?
Oh my god!
no,
Don't get me
no,
started
no,
on Boruto. For
I
the love of
would,
God.
I would totally be fine with it being a Naruto Shippuden thing, though.
Where it just gets way more serious about the restaurant world and not like the culinary school part of it.
Yes.
Like, that could be cool.
If they can grow this with the audience, then I think it'll be fine.
So they kind of alluded to doing something like that during, I think it was the end of season 2, where they had the arc where they're going around from restaurant to restaurant dealing with their issues, and that was cool. It took them outside of their school setting and really showed you like, what do restaurants really deal with. I'm just concerned the author's not like good enough to write a coherent story about that without the whole like, you go to a battle high school subplot in the background of it all.
Yeah, I mean, it could be cool, but like I kind of don't want them to take that chance because this is like actually is just my favorite anime that I've ever watched.
Hell yeah.
Just for personal reasons, and like I would be a chef if I wasn't in IT. Like I love cooking, so like this was the anime made for me. Yeah, all right, yeah, I know. I make good steak. I get it.
Yeah, I know. This is great.
All right, moving on. I didn't put this one on here. Tim, do you want to talk about the next one?
Oh, I already forgot what the release date is.
Good. I don't know it either.
I just remembered that it happened. So, if you'll recall, last season was it last season, Freeman? Is that how anime works?
It was a while ago. It was
okay. An eternity ago in anime years, we all talked about a show called Rascal, Bunny Girl, yada yada.
Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Yeah. Everybody knows the show. And in the past week, what is it? June 17th is what it says. So it was last Monday. Trailer came out for the movie, and the movie is coming out. Oh, the movie already came out in Japan, I guess.
They did announce, I think, U.S. theater dates.
Yeah, let's see. On Wikipedia.
Let's do some investigative journalism.
Anime film. No, that's released though. Stop it. So it's called Oh, what is it?
Rascal does not dream of Dreaming Girl or something.
Whatever dumb name it has.
Rascal does not dream of a dreaming girl.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know. I legitimately can't even fucking find the goddamn what the movie date is. Whatever. Who cares? The show was really good. We all really liked it, and we all felt that, hey, the first arc is the best, and the last arc is the worst, and also has a floating end.
July 7th.
Fantastic. Wow, holy shit, that's soon.
Yeah.
That's not this weekend. That's the weekend of the 4th.
Oh, that is the U.S. premiere at Anime Expo.
Oh,
I don't know if that's going to be like
They'll probably announce when it's actually coming out then, or it's probably in like August or something. I know there was a release date, but I can't watch the trailer because we're recording. But anyway, this show was honestly really good, and I think we're all pretty excited. I know me and Val and probably Freeman and Luigi are going to go see the movie. I mean, I know you're going to go see the movie, and so are we, but I don't know if Luigi will, because it's not just like Haikyuu, where it's just, hey, here's a shorter, shittier version of the show. It's, hey, this is a new arc.
Oh yeah, I'm never gonna go watch a recap movie but
no, but this is a fresh movie. I mean, this isn't actually finishing the last arc. It looks like it's actually covering the arc that's been in the show since the beginning. That other character who we kind of see floating around. Did you watch the trailer?
The main character's original love interest from
the
I think
first
episode 1 or 2. They allude to her.
They allude to this other character who kind of started him on this path. And she apparently is the focus of this movie. So we'll definitely go to watch it because honestly, the show's really good. But yeah, that's premiering the weekend of the 4th at the anime, and hopefully it's good.
But I mean, it's. Did they announce like actual theater dates besides just the Anime Expo?
Well, that's what I can't find. I can't watch the trailer, but
yeah, the only thing I see here is the Anime Expo release date, which is July 7th.
So they're probably going to announce the full release date. But it'll be really interesting. I'm really excited to see this. Oh, fuck. Now I saw Google recommending I should search about Violet Evergarden now, and now I want to watch that again. Ugh. All right, Freeman, we're almost done.
All right, some quick ones at the end here. So I am a big fan of the show Chihaya Furu. I spoke about it the last couple weeks. I always reference the fact that it's this weird-ass poem card game that ProZD made fun of in a video.
Yes.
No,
he didn't make fun of. He was sad no one plays.
For real. So I'm watching through season 2 now, and I love this show. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. And I was pissed when I heard that two of like the older characters on the show, basically 2 of the teachers, are both getting recast, and I was pissed because this never happens in anime. And then it occurred to me why. It's been so long since season 2 that both of those voice actors have passed away.
Jeez.
One of them being one of my
Damn.
favorite older voice actors because he voices Mr. Satan / Hercule in Dragon Ball, and for real men of culture who watch JoJo, he voiced Old Man JoJo, who yelled, "Oh my
shit.
God, oh no, holy shit!" So I was
Holy
really
shit.
upset when I realized it
Oh
was
my
him.
god.
Oh no! So that's how I felt reading this news. So I'm really, really pissed. I don't know who they recast with because I didn't recognize the names, but hopefully it's not too bad. Last one, real quick bullet point. One Punch Man season 2 continues to disappoint. I'm catching up on it now, and it's really not good. But apparently, normally they will rush out a release for TV and then clean it up so they can release it on Blu-rays. Apparently, the cleanup process is just a shit show, and they're missing the Blu-ray release dates. So everything is getting pushed back for the Japanese home release. There's absolutely no telling if and when we're going to see a real release in the U.S. because of this, or if it's
Yikes.
even going to be these like air quotes improved animation ones.
Mhm.
I mean, let's be honest. One Punch Man isn't even that good, anyways.
Season 1 was like catching lightning in a bottle. Now we just have an empty bottle that's shattered because we keep throwing it at these
Oh,
thunderstorms.
I still haven't watched. I'm
That's
not
like
going
basically
to.
what season 2 is. Just avoid it all
Damn.
costs.
Jeez, that's
Anyway,
fucking
but
harsh.
that was most for the weeb shit. But more importantly, it's time for tonight's main event. That's it. It's that time of year.
Oh my
Once
God.
again, it's time for the
No.
Waifu Wars 2019,
Oh,
brought to
God.
you by Reddit.
Oh,
Holy
shit.
shit.
Sorry, I had to bring back
Christ.
that joke one more time.
Jeez.
So I'm going to send you guys the link real quick. But as everyone
No,
knows,
no.
for the last couple of weeks, Reddit has been trying to decide who is the best girl in anime.
Freeman, you can't play like these are big announcements because there's always one of these happening. It feels like
The
we've
problem
talked
is
about this before.
I don't talk about anyone except for the main one.
I
Not
feel
anymore,
like you
I don't.
definitely have.
It was right after last year's I talked about
Holy
best girl
shit,
of the season,
Alice
so I
is
realized
still
this one
in it.
never-
Hell yeah.
So both the
Ooh.
Nakiras are very big. Don't go through the results yet because I am
Oh,
here
I'm
to
already in the
see
results.
if Megami from Food Wars in yesterday's results passed. So how did Alice do?
Freeman,
She beat me.
Freeman, scroll down. I'm looking at it.
I already know. So last night, Megami's opponent was Frog Girl from Hero Academia.
To
And
you.
Hero Academia has an insane amount of bias towards it. Any girl from that show will get upvoted. So I'm concerned that my waifu is just going to get destroyed by Frog Girl.
Yep.
Oh my god! She did it! She won! Oh no, she's going to ruin next week. She's up against Saber.
All right, you know what? I'm having second thoughts about coming back to this podcast.
Yeah, see, what? Nah,
What's
man.
this? Tadakoro Megami pulled ahead by 400 votes.
Dude, that's pretty
405.
close.
Oh my god, she's gonna get absolutely decimated by Saber next
Dude,
week.
Freeman, you
Holy
didn't
shit.
expect her to beat Asui, so I mean, take what you
No.
can get, dude.
Look, keep in mind, Megami was a troll pick into the quarterfinals like 3 years ago. She's got a reputation to uphold. And Saber's gonna
plus-
absolutely wreck it next
Plus,
week.
Uraraka's still going, so it's not like my hero's gone
Well,
either.
Uraraka is actually contender to be real best girl. I think she's like third seed behind
She's
Aqua and
fifth.
Megamine.
It
She's
says fifth.
Who's second seed? She's
And
behind
you wanted to be a
Asuna.
part of this.
Oh
yeah,
my
of course,
God.
Freeman. Asuna is literally the generic
She's-
best
But
girl.
she's like only been like I understand that Alicization just finished, but like she was only on screen in the first 2 episodes.
Dude,
and
Freeman,
that's it.
Freeman. Seed 68 Alice made it all the way to facing up against Asuna. That's pretty fucking good.
Because well, first of all, she's up against Ichigo from Darling in the Franxx, who's already like the internet hates her. I want to remind you, they sent death threats to the voice actress
Oh
for
my
Ichigo
god, no.
because she screwed over their favorite girl, 02.
Ugh.
Whoa.
Speaking of which, 02's still in it.
02 is she's also a contender despite not actually being best
Any
girl.
good?
No, she's worst.
02's trash tier.
But
Yeah, I said it.
yeah, but the memers love her. There's a reason
memers
the anime meme
love her.
subreddit has created their own holiday.
Oh, it's okay. Freeman's
02's
number
day.
1 seed is still going too, and she's gonna kill Arena next round.
Look, man, when push comes to shove, Megamine from Konosuba has to win. I refuse.
She's number 1 seed, dude.
I know, for a good reason. She lost to my other favorite last year, Rem. But Rem ended up winning the entire competition, so we're all good. But this is Megamine's year to shine.
Oh my god.
No, but she's a child.
Dude,
know.
Hawkeye's still in it. That's cool. I know who Hawkeye is. I don't know who
Oh, wait,
so many of
who
these
was
are.
she up against last?
She beat Nanachi. Oh, she
Oh,
beat
yeah.
Nanachi.
Yeah,
Damn.
that was a close one. I didn't know who to give it to.
No,
I remember her
oh,
being a
maybe for you. The votes are like double the Hawkeye.
Yeah, no, I couldn't figure out who to pick. So I'm like, I feel like Nanachi has like way more character than Hawkeye does, even though I like Hawkeye.
Nah, Hawkeye's pretty slick.
Anyway, the only reason I held this segment was I wanted to play the NFL theme and talk about
The
magazine.
NFL
So
theme.
I accomplished all my goals, and therefore that means that that's it for the weeb shit.
Oh, Freeman, look, number
I'm
2
just-
Aqua's still in it too.
Dude,
I
all the
can't.
top
I
Steve's
can't
fans.
believe Raftali is not even on this list.
What?
So no. So that's intentional. They don't let you in if your show started airing in the last 12 months because there's a
Okay,
big
that's
thing
fair.
about recency bias. They don't want
That's
like
fair.
newcomers to dominate the tournament.
Ooh,
So
speaking of newcomer, probably to the bracket, fucking Violet Evergarden's still chugging away.
dude, she's strong. I really want her
15th
versus
seed?
Saber at some
Oh
point. 'cause
my
they're
God.
basically the same character.
Dude, 15th seed is sick. Let's go.
Dude, the Netflix normies got to it.
The Netflix normies.
Oh my!
But for real, though, it's a
I
good show,
legitimately don't know
regardless.
so many of the characters who are still in it. Holy
Yeah, I've
crap.
resolved to it's not even that I only vote for characters I see. I only vote if the character I see that I actually think is
Okay,
worthy
third
of
seed
winning.
is Holo. Who's that?
Hollow. She's
Hollow?
So I mentioned that I was watching Spice and Wolf, which is one of Luigi's favorite animes.
Okay.
She's actually like after only seeing 5 episodes, I understand. I have seen the way of the Hollow, and I get why everyone wants her to be best girl every year.
Oh my!
Like she has been in the quarterfinals every single year.
Freeman. I just saw that in Group D, it's Rin versus Nadeshiko.
Yeah, everyone's
That's
flipping
so
out. Like we don't know what
sad.
to do about it.
No.
A lot of diehard fans are saying we just will not vote this round.
No, you have
Like,
to go
we-
with Nadeshiko.
Yeah.
Or you're
Uh,
saying they'll let everyone else decide and they'll just carry whoever
Like true
survives.
fans won't decide. They'll let all the
Yeah.
like randoms just pick whatever because they can't bear to pick one of these two.
I feel like it's Nadeshiko. But
More
whatever.
importantly, Union beat my original waifu, and that was a crushing defeat.
Fucking Union, Jesus.
It really helped that she had a moment in Isekai Quartet where like all of the characters from the show are all in class 1, and they show you class 2, and class 2 has only Union in it. So everyone just started memeing about how lonely Union is and how much we like relate to her. So I think
Was that where all those
Aw.
memes are coming
yeah,
from? 'Cause
that's
we
why
didn't know that
Luigi
the
had all.
whole
So
time.
that's why Union spiked in popularity because she became a meme queen for this week.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm sad that Rico lost already from Mid Abyss, but at least Yoko's still in it.
Hell yeah!
Oh, and
It's-
Winry's
it's
still in it
hard being
too.
an older
Nice.
waifu.
Speaking of older, Winry.
My
Yeah, for
my
real.
waifu will never win, and I'm okay with that.
Well, she got decimated early on by someone
Wait,
who's just like
who is yours, Tyler, again?
Revy from Black
Revy from
Lagoon.
Black Lagoon.
What group is this?
She got eliminated. Like I don't know if she's up against Megami in first round, but like she got absolutely slaughtered by the bracket.
That's fine. You know why? I can have her all to myself.
Oh my god! Spoken like a
Jesus.
true man of culture.
Yo, when you get your waifu, man, you gotta stay true, alright?
I don't see. Okay, I must be spelling it wrong. I just searched all the groups and I couldn't find her.
Who are you looking for?
Tyler's girl.
Oh, just Revy.
Yeah. Put an
Um,
REV and it didn't come up anywhere. Ooh, full? What happens if I go to full on this thing? Oh, is this just all the
What happens
brackets
when
on
I go
one
to
page?
full on
Oh,
this
it's just all the
thing?
brackets on one
yeah,
giant
just wait
page.
what happens when we put into maximum overdrive.
Oh, Revy, there she is. She made it to round 2 and died to Kirigaya Suguha.
Oh, that's right. She lost to fucking Kirito's sister from Sword Art Online.
Ew,
Oh,
gross.
God.
That was
Oh, no.
humiliating because like
Gross.
she's had one line of dialogue this season and hasn't been relevant since arguably the worst season of Sword Art Online.
Gross.
I forgot that show still existed.
It's
Yep.
alright. So again, my statement still stands.
Man, you know what? I can't pick. There are too many good ones. Can I just have a harem?
That's how I start feeling when we get to
Hell
top
yeah.
16. It's just the quality is
Also,
oozing.
I would never vote for this chick Ichigo because it's not Ichigo from Bleach though. So
You would vote for Ichigo from Bleach for best girl?
yeah, probably if it wasn't whoever this chick is. Oh
Wait.
no, well, she lost anyway. So now I
Yeah, who are you talking about?
No, I'm going up the ranks.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Because I don't.
Tachibana. No, Tachibana Real Estate. That's a Yakuza reference. Damn.
All right, let's
That's
get out of
funny.
here. I'm done.
All right.
I'm done looking at these.
So we're
waifus.
done with this. So we're gonna just close it out. We'll just do some week stuff because we are it's over an hour and a half already.
Yeah, the week
and then
shit was extended.
we gotta hurry up so we can go play a few rounds of whatever. I guess Overwatch or maybe actually play Rainbow Six or something. But anyway, or Tyler will go to bed.
Yeah, I might.
But let's just cover weeks real quick since we had 2 weeks since the E3 bonanza. Tyler, what have you been up to and what's coming up?
Oh man, so many things I did. I almost said Ohio, but I didn't go there. I went to Boston for a day.
Oh
Or I should say
yeah,
for a few hours. To get Raising Cane's on Saturday. That was dope.
this is
I
chicken,
got-
by the way, Friedman.
Yeah, it's a chicken restaurant.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this on Thursday that you were going all the way there for.
Yeah, it was cool. Um,
Was it worth?
yeah, it was worth. It wasn't a 5-hour trip. It was only 4.
Even more worth.
Exactly, just slightly more worth. You know. Somehow I ended up watching a lot of anime. Was it
Specifically.
specifically season 2 of Kakaguri, as that was stated before. Konosuba, I'm
Yes.
caught up on that. It's super fucking retarded, but I love it.
Yes, I 100% agree with that assessment of the show.
Like, it kills my brain cells, but it's just funny anyway.
That's where I'm just slightly past it into. This is a little bit annoying now.
It's almost there for me.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, I remember, I'm like, oh, this is just dumb. It's fine. I equated it to Jerry Springer, but anime for me. Where, like, I watch it literally just to watch these guys fail every time. But it's not like that because they succeed. They fail so hard they succeed.
fail upward is the way you say.
It's like watching It's Always
Yeah.
Sunny in Philadelphia. It's like
It is actually. You know what? That's another thought that I thought of. I was like, I feel like I'm watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Lol.
Except these people are just adventurers and they're all useless degenerates, but somehow they get by
in a borderline hentai.
in a borderline hentai.
I mean,
like,
same thing with fucking Kakaguri. Holy shit.
Like, Darkness would thrive in Kakaguri.
Oh, of course.
Like, if they just took her character and dropped her in there, she would thrive.
She would, like, without missing a beat, she would just be another student.
Yes, actually. Oh yeah, and Attack on Titan, I'm caught up on that too. And I gotta say, it's pretty good.
Oh wait, you saw this weekend's episode?
I did.
This is insane. So like, I'm not gonna spoil anything because I want all of our listeners and Tim to watch this show. But with this episode, it's been revealed that like shit that was in the first episode of the show, which came out before any of this shit was in the manga, the author has been planning this shit so far in advance. The amount of care he's gone into crafting this story is absolutely insane.
It's all coming. It all came together pretty much. All the info that like we didn't know, now we know, and now this is gonna be the ramp to. I would say probably the like it'll be the beginning of the end of the whole story.
Yeah, so there's one more arc that's wrapping up in the manga, and then the author said the next arc after that is the final one.
Sounds excellent. End on top. Uh-oh. Did we just lose the internet?
And he's
Tim.
back.
He's back.
There
Tim,
we
what was the
go.
last thing I just said?
I don't remember. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden it went silent and then it was gone.
Oh. All right. So I was saying, Attack on Titan, where it ended now.
Oh yeah,
I believe...
Freeman said the author said it's the last next arc is the last one and that's it.
Yeah. So it takes season 4 to end to wrap the arc the manga is currently on, and then another season of wrap where the manga is eventually going to end within the year.
So in 3 years you'll get the final anime season.
So look at the way
Probably, yeah.
Titans and Pace. It's only about between 6 and 9 months between seasons ever since season 2 happened. So I'm expecting we're going to get a conclusion given like how fucking huge this entity is. Like, it is massive right now.
Ending on
Like,
top.
only Hero Academia is trumping this in terms of like Western appeal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. What else? I haven't had. Oh yeah, I'm reading The Dark Tower. I took a break from the Witcher series for a second.
Sadness.
I know. I'll get back to it. I just got a little burnt out. Like between playing, like reading like 2 of the books and playing the game for what seemed like 2 months. I was like, I'll take a break for a second and do something else. I haven't been playing anything because I haven't had a lot of time to do anything. Like if I haven't been doing this, I've been playing D&D or hanging out with people outside of work doing stuff and doing a lot of overtime. Like I got a 12-hour shift this weekend.
Yikes.
And I did overtime last night for the hospital though. What am I seeing? Oh, but I am seeing that that zombie comedy movie with Bill Murray and Adam Driver this Friday. The Dead Don't Die or some shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, what the hell is it called? Here, I'm looking it up.
That was right. The dead don't die.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah, I was correct. I was like, man, this sounds like a weird fucking like whatever. I don't know, but yeah, no, I'm gonna go see that movie. It got shit reviews, but I like Adam Driver and I like Bill Murray, so
That does sound like a good lineup. Actually, wait, hold on. I'm fairly
50% of
certain.
people still liked it though. You could be in that 50%.
you know, I might be in that 50% for real.
It could be one of those good bad movies.
It could be.
Like what's it called? The one with
Right?
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, The Wicker Man.
Okay, that
No,
was me. I
no,
saw the
no,
trailer
that
for
was
this one.
the
This
one.
one
he like
actually looks
escapes from
interesting.
hell, and he has like the Chevelle. He just runs around killing everybody because he's trying to save his granddaughter.
Oh
Drive
yeah.
Angry.
Oh, Drive Angry. Oh, I'm thinking of another movie he did recently. Never mind. I don't know, but that's what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing. That's what I'm gonna do. I just don't have time for myself, and I refuse to make time for myself.
Of course.
But that's okay.
Well, you will tomorrow for video game night.
Maybe.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I might not be there either. So I'll just jump right into my weeks with that statement. So my company's having a hackathon this week. And, you know, fuck it. I'll throw out the internal secrets. So there's a lot of internal groups who are kind of pushing that this hackathon should be a proof of concept for a new development pipeline where they put ideas that, like, the higher-ups want to see implemented and just have teams take a shot at it. So I'm kind of part of a team that's supposed to be a proof of concept for this. But a lot of what people are suggesting isn't explicitly speaking legal. So I'm doing some research into how to make it legal. Like
I
all
will
memes
make
aside,
it.
how do I make what they want but in the realm of legality? So I've been doing a lot of research onto it yesterday. I had to stay a little late today to do it as well. But on top of that, I need to like really understand how to use AngularJS, a JavaScript variant that I'm completely unfamiliar with. So I have been going through some online courses for that in my free time. And I need to make sure I'm ready for this Thursday hackathon because I cannot spend a lot of that 24-hour period just learning how to code in the language rather than actually doing the project.
So that
So I might be a
explains
little
why you
busy
might
with
not
that.
do stuff tomorrow because you're going to be studying.
Yeah, I was low-key hoping I'd be free in the evening, so I just finished up this course before Thursday.
Damn.
Well, no, I didn't mean
No,
I didn't mean I hope you free weren't playing. I was
No,
hoping that
no,
like,
no, I know.
yeah. But in terms of what I'm actually doing, last time we had the podcast, I was supposed to go see Detective Pikachu, and I went there and I met with a coworker to go see it, and we got there and it was the last showing in our entire area, and we get there 30 minutes before the showing, we find out that all but one seat was sold out for this movie.
Oh,
Damn.
So we
You
couldn't
fought to
see
the
the
death
last.
for it, didn't you?
No, so we couldn't see the last showing of Detective Pikachu. So I have not seen it. Instead, we went to go just see whatever
God.
else was
damn.
airing in a reasonable time frame. And the only other thing the only thing airing for the next couple hours besides John Wick 3, which I refused to see without seeing the first two, was Men in Black International. So I ended up seeing that.
Christ.
It was fun. If you just treat it as a weird sequel spin-off to Thor Ragnarok, it was a pretty good movie.
Wait,
If
My
you treat it
friend
like
is
an
seeing that
actual
movie
sequel
tonight,
to Men in Black,
actually.
it wasn't that great. But it was enjoyable at least. It wasn't a good movie. I was surprised that Liam Neeson was in it. I didn't know he was in it.
I'm sure he's a villain.
They showed him in the trailer though.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
He didn't watch the trailer.
I didn't watch the trailer.
But you've been in the movies.
Yeah, but did they really show on the original? Because I remember the first one where they showed them pulling all the guns off of the car, and I absolutely hated it because there was nothing else to that scene in the movie. Like the entire sequence was in the trailer,
Yeah.
and it made that scene.
Leslie's like, I want to see that movie. I'm like, I'm not seeing that movie.
Thank
It
you.
was okay.
Hold
Like
the
it wasn't
line.
like I don't regret seeing it. I'm just upset I couldn't watch Detective Pikachu. And that's not a fault of that movie, but whatever.
Nah, it
In
kind
terms
of
of in terms of not being angry at Pokemon related stuff, I don't really have too much. Anime season's wrapping up, trying to finish up stuff so I can watch a couple of new shows. I know Fire Force is going to be good. The mom 2-hit attack isekai is going to be absolute shit, and I cannot wait to see what happens with that. But next week, I think next week is when shows either start or maybe it's the week after. So I don't know. The second I have new stuff to talk about, I'll tell you guys. You're going to be the first to hear about it here on the TNT podcast.
Wahoo.
But that's it for me.
Aiden, what have you been up to? What are you doing, playing, watching?
Oh boy. I started rewatching Attack on Titan.
Yes.
So I'm about halfway through season 1 because everybody's like, all right, season 3 is really good. You should watch it. Because I totally skipped out on season 2 because everybody's like, it's meh. So
What?
I lost interest in it. Well,
Season
that's
2 was
just what I
amazing.
heard. That's just what I
No.
heard.
Are you talking about the second half of season 1 or are you talking about season 2?
No, season 2. Everybody told me season 2 was like really slow.
Nah, bro. Season 2 was kind of meh except for the end.
What?
Yeah, that's my take on it.
So that's
Damn.
that's what I'm doing. I'm rewatching
God.
it. I'm about
Oh my god.
probably like I'm 14 episodes into season 1. I'll probably just power through that at some point. And I'm just gonna binge watch all 3 seasons like an animal.
The wait for season 4 is going to literally kill you.
You know what? It's fine because by the time I get to the end of season 3, I will have had my fill and I'll be fine with a break. Maybe, unless season 3 is actually that hype, in which case,
After the
then,
last
I'm just
couple
gonna,
episodes, I don't
it's
think
just
a
gonna
break
be
is going to be
suffering.
satisfying. It's
Ugh.
going to be miserable just like the rest of us.
Great. Well, maybe I should pace myself then. We'll see. We'll see
No,
what
full
happens.
speed ahead.
'Cause I'm very much a binge kind of person. Once I get into it, I'm gonna
Nah,
I'm gonna
full
be done
speed
with
so
it
we
in
can
like
all talk
4 days.
about it.
All right, fine. And so we don't have to do spoiler tags when not on the podcast.
Yo, we
That's
say
fine.
fuck that shit. We say it anyway. We don't give a
No,
fuck.
I don't. I
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
refuse
whoa,
to
whoa.
ruin this show for people. Like this,
Don't be like that.
I refuse to ruin this one.
Aside from that, I just got back from a camping trip. I spent 4 days in New York camping, which was nice. It was a very, very relaxing thing. During that camping trip, I read Hadrian's Wall and finished that. That was really
You
good. That was cool.
finally read that.
I finally read it, so you can have that back now.
All right.
I
Sick.
thoroughly enjoyed it. A very enjoyable read. It was pretty cool. I liked it a lot.
I figured it'd
I
be
appreciate
right up
the
your
aesthetic.
alley.
It certainly is. I like things in space, cause space.
Spaceship.
Other than-
Space. Space. Space.
I'm in space. Space. I finally got into Dragon's Dogma. I have tried to play this game like 3 times before and it just didn't click with me. And I finally got into it and I get it now.
Nice.
And I have been thoroughly enjoying it. It's a fun game and I've been having a good time with it. So I'm about 12 hours into that now. Yeah, I'm re-downloading Monster Hunter World because I was reminded that that's a game that exists and I really want to play that now. And that's pretty much it. I'm planning on reading Mr. Miracle because Tyler also loaned that to me. Apparently it's pretty good, so I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of that.
Yeah, I need to pry Steve Litchman volume 2 from Mike so you can read that too.
I saw that when we were over at his house.
He ain't ever
and I
gonna
was like,
finish that shit. He
I
killed
know.
volume 1 and like he got halfway through 2 and then I think he was in the middle of moving, and then he just kind of stopped.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm going to binge watch Kakagurui season 2.
Hell yeah.
Cause fuck yeah, Kakagurui. And that's pretty much. Oh, I got My Friend Pedro too.
Oh my
That's a
god,
fun game.
You actually got that thing?
dude!
Yeah.
Wait, I need to ask you, Aiden, did you play the original on Adult Swim
I did
or wherever
not.
the fuck it was?
I didn't.
I feel like I'm the only person who ever played this game on cause
I
it
have
was
no idea what this
originally
is.
a web-based game. Let me, I need to find it. I need to find it for you guys. Keep going. I'm gonna find it.
What the
Oh,
fuck
boy.
is this?
Oh no. I hope.
I
Oh
also
man,
wanna,
I've been having an immense time with My Friend Pedro.
but I want to know how this game got traction. Like,
Devolver
how did?
Digital.
Oh, is it really a Devolver? Whoa! All right,
Yeah,
I need to.
that-
Oh
That's
yeah, they're
why.
the ones publishing it right now.
Yep. I mean that's what it's in the Devolver Digital niche where it's just like it's just fucking shenanigans. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I got going on right now. I don't really have anything else planned at the moment. I'm just recovering from my trip and trying to find more animes to watch,
Well,
more
you came to
games
the
to
right
buy,
place.
so I can finally polish off my 300 games on Steam. I've been looking through the Steam sale and I'm thoroughly disappointed with everything on here. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's it from me.
I haven't done a ton. I actually streamed twice over the last week, Friday night and Sunday night, and Tyler even showed up and we had like a mini podcast going while I was finishing up a game of Sins of a Solar Empire. That was a lot of fun.
That was.
I was playing a lot of Pokemon, and like I said, hit the Elite Four, slowed down on that a little bit. Honestly, I've been kind of in a weird limbo because I've been like trying to design a new Magic deck, but I get bored before I finish any actual finished designs. I've been trying to figure out what my actual Pokemon team's going to be because I only have like 3 Pokemon that are Elite Four ready. What else? I've been trying to think of what I should play, and that's why I actually installed Fable Anniversary again and Kingdom Come Deliverance. And then immediately me and Freeman discussed earlier, hey, why don't we play Dragon's Dogma co-op? Because it's on sale.
You mean Monster Hunter?
Monster Hunter, Dragon's... God damn it.
Yeah, let's say like what game are we talking about now?
Sorry.
Monster Hunter World co-op, because Monster Hunter World is supposed to be really fucking good.
Yes.
And
Yes,
so
it
we
is.
both just bought it. I just bought it while we were podcasting. And Aiden, like you said, has it. So hopefully we're gonna start playing some co-op because I would love to play a game like this and
Oh,
do
yeah.
co-op stuff and kill big monsters.
It's okay. I'll carry. Let's go.
I'm sure.
Hell yeah. We're gonna need it.
Like I said, me and Val just watched a little bit of Kakegurui. Is that it? Kakegurui or Kakegurui or whatever?
Kakegurui.
Kakegurui.
Or if you're a man of no culture, you can
no.
refer to the Netflix title of Compulsive Gambler.
Okay, Kakegurui then.
There we go.
Honestly, just haven't been watching a lot lately. Just been, no, actually, we've been watching the show Chef's Table. That's what we've been watching. It's Jon Favreau and a professional chef that he worked with on the movie Chef that he did, and they just bop around and do lots of like really authentic cooking. But they also have lots of the people like Robert Rodriguez, the director of a lot of. The guy who did Alita most recently, the director of Alita Battle Angel, they went to his house and made pizza with him. There was an episode where they literally had Tom Holland, Kevin Feige, and Robert Downey Jr. and one of the Russo brothers at a restaurant. They just sat down and ate yummy food and talked like about Marvel stuff. It was kind of wild. It's been a really fun show. We're just still kind of looking for something new to watch. That's why we gave the Compulsive Gambler a few shots. But yeah, so I'm kind of in between stuff, and work is weird. I have a weird schedule coming up because one of my guys is taking vacation, so I'm like off during the week on 2 Mondays in a row, but I'm working a weekend in the middle around on the 4th, which kind of sucks. So yeah, but I definitely want to try to stream more. That was a lot of fun with Tyler, and streaming seemed to go well. So I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to figure out what to play next and what to I haven't read anything in a while, and Pokemon and all that. So, oh boy, Tyler found it.
I found it. It
On
was on
Addicting
Addicting
Games.
Games, but it was on Adult Swim Games first.
Wait, I thought Addicting Games was shut down, or is it going to be?
I thought
Like
this
nigga,
too.
you thought.
Oh, you need Flash Player. It looks like I can't play this game.
Oh,
Just fucking
Rip.
turn it on, dude. It's
Anyway, just and then like I said, Val's birthday's this weekend, so we're gonna go to a yummy restaurant up near Cleveland and go see Avengers again, and hopefully play some D&D when Freeman's since we can't do it because of Freeman's Hackathon. So yeah, not much else going on, but I think we're gonna call it here because some of us need to go to bed, and some of us, I guess, are gonna play video games if anybody stays on with me. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening. My name's Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
I'm just Tyler.
Aiden the podcast squatter.
And we'll catch you guys next week.